You ever wonder if your bathroom mirror secretly judges your life choices? Well, it turns out it might, and we've got proof coming up right now, today, this morning. We're getting after it. Get up, get out of bed, don't hit the snooze button. We go live right now. Morning to the Live with Keith and Friends starts right now. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where
when something negative comes up.
Building muscle improves blood flow.
From squirting to squirreling.
Start small, build up, and expand from there.
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? That's
Doesn't come from breaking the rules, you guys. Hey, good morning, good morning. I got a morning show. My name is Keith Billis, and I'm the host of Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, and I feel like I'm a rapper this morning. Good morning, everybody. Yeah. Good morning, Clody. I see you there. What's going on, brother? Hey, I appreciate your support, Rick. You always say nice things in the comments. I read them, Clody. I absolutely read them. You are the kindest man. I appreciate you. Big time. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, your daily dose, your daily shot of real talk, motivating content. We're going to give you guys some behind-the-scenes stuff here today. Yeah, true story. The entertaining conversation you need to supercharge your morning mindset. You get your out-of-bed assness. Today's show's loaded, guys. First up, hour one, we're uncovering the single phrase. Yeah, the single phrase that stops any argument in its tracks. Useful for anybody aiming to dodge big discussions before breakfast today, or maybe a conversation with your kid or your wife or your husband or whoever. Yeah, true story. So I would invite you guys to tune in to the big show here today. We're going to get after a conversation around what is the single phrase that stops any argument in its tracks. Good morning, Jay. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. First thing in the morning, Jay's hanging out in the lab, and Holroyd is here too. B-Drive is here. Oh, I love it. The community is here. I got to tell you guys, I got up this morning getting after. I'm like, hey, I got a morning show. People just hang out with us. What's going on, Roofy? Hey, if you guys missed this morning, Matt Roof gets after it every single day, 7:30 Eastern time. I was there, Roofy. I was watching. I was tuning in. But hey, I got to get back to my monologue. We got Matt Watson joining us. But Jimmy, I don't see him in the green room yet. So I'm suspecting he might be one of those guys who's like, yeah, I know how to get in there. I know how to get into the room. I know the instructions. Matt Watson joining us this morning on Center Stage to spill the beans, how he bootstrapped his way to a staggering $150 million exit. I guess I know why he's taking his time. He's got 150 million reasons why. Jimmy, the guy's got 100 more million reasons than I do. What the hell, man? I think we're going to have to arm wrestle for that $100 million there, Matt Watson. And hey, if the phrase, I hate working out, sounds familiar, well, don't miss the segment later on in the show where we're going to reveal the secret to flipping the script and falling in love with working out. Yes, baby. I see y'all in the comments. I love you too, Top Serve Digital. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Hey, Top Serve, Jonathan Bannister, I want you to have a safe trip to Vegas. Hey guys, if you guys are in Vegas this weekend or this week, go knock on my buddy Jonathan Bannister's door. Go knock on his. Listen, we had a conversation yesterday with a young lady who's talking about pineapples on doors. If Bannister has a pineapple on his door, don't knock on it though. No, that's for a different day, different conversation. If you're looking for marketing advice, if you are looking for digital marketing advice, business advice, that's the reason you ought to go knock on Jonathan Bannister's door. True story. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, no pineapples going on there. We only put pineapples when Keith and John travel. Yes, that's it. I love it. Hey, hour two, we're going to get even wilder. We're not talking pineapples in hour two. I see John is getting ready here. I see him sitting down. Oh, Jimmy, I see his shoulders have gone back. He's wondering when I'm going to throw to him so he can light the cigar. We could bring him up. Before we do that, guys, it worked yesterday. We called it out, 431-300-3005. 431-300-3005, the only live morning phone number on the planet for the only morning show. And hey, people called yesterday. I encourage you guys to give it. I will answer your call live on the air right now. 431-300-3005. 431-300-3005. I'll answer your phone. Hey, Jim O'Hara, Eminem poster. Super happy? Yes, I know. You know, there's Jim. Did you fail? I think you failed spelling because the way to spell gay is G-A-Y. Yeah, that's how you say. That's when you want to be happy. That's how you spell it. Super. So, Jim, I would encourage you to go back to spelling class to learn how to spell gay. True story. Yeah, 100%. All right, first up in hour one. What's up, Lady Drew? I see you there. Hey, bro, let's all gonna uncover. Oh yeah, kindness rising. True story. Where's bears on arms? Jimmy, let's bring in Johnny. I'm just gonna keep rambling away if we don't bring the boy. Bring up the boy. Bring up the big man from another mother from another brother. All right, Jimmy ran the transition.
Quick question, brother.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as spelling class? Or was it English?
I was good in spelling. Hey, everybody, just a heads up, everybody, because Keith and John are getting after it. Just a reminder, this is an R-rated show. I want to remind you all because Johnny and Keith might say some things that might offend the kids or might offend your wife or your husband.
We're going to be spelling some dirty words.
We're going to be spelling some dirty words. Not gay, Jim O'Hare, not G-H-E-Y. Dude, it's G-A-Y. Be happy. Be happy. Yeah, I'm just saying, be happy. Johnny, what's going on today, brother? How are you today, man?
Good, brother. How are you?
I'm fucking awesome. I feel really great. I did an awesome legs day today, man. Oh man, I did some deep cheek work, did some deads, and you know what I did? I haven't done in a long time. I did some wall sits. Man, that's a mental mind fuck, brother. Oh yeah, I did 4 of them: 30, 60, 90, 120. And for the 120 seconds, dude, I just focused. I'm sharing my experience with you. I focused so much on my back against the wall because my legs were fucking trembling, man. But
check this out, brother. Do that. Try a different variation. Only reason I say this is because that wall sit doesn't apply to life. You're never going to be fucking 90 in a wall sit position.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
So just get away from the wall. Right. So you're going to just do a regular squat hold. Right. So here's what you want to do when you're standing there. Pick your toes up so you can't put weight on your toes, which will keep weight on your heel. Sit down into that squat position. Keep your chest high. Cross your arms like this. Now, that is a position that you may find yourself later in life trying to pick something up off the ground.
Oh yeah, I like that.
That's gonna get your quads. It's gonna get your glutes. It's gonna get the whole fucking thing. But the most important thing is when you get old, that's how you're gonna go down to pick something up.
I like that. Thank you for that recommendation, brother. You know what I might do? I might even work that into my. I do enjoy the wall sit. Maybe I'll alternate back and forth. I never thought about it that way too. I like that. I like how you suggested I lean back on my heels and put toes up. I never tried that before.
Yeah, you have to do that. Otherwise, you'll end up putting the weight on your toes, and it's bad for your knees. Now, if you really hear some fun shit, brother, do this. Take your boy, right?
Yeah.
You sit square across from him, face to face. Yeah. You guys are going to sit in that position. Who can sit there the longest? That's fun shit.
That's fun.
It's like a face-off, buddy.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I like that. All the training stuff I share with you is stuff I learned from Zeglin, our other brother from another mother, man. He's taught me good shit over the years there, so that's a good one. Hey, Bernard, what's going on, brother? Good to see you there. I was great at spelling, did not care for English class so much. You know, I got to be honest with you, Bernard, I wasn't too different. I was great in spelling. I struggle with philosophy, Johnny. I know you were great at it. You know why? Because my teacher always believed philosophy was right or wrong. I'm like, yeah, but how is that? Or the idea of art? Because art is subjective, and I think I'm a creator and I'm an artist, and because I think it's nice, I mean, you have to think it's nice.
This is fucking crazy, dude. I swear to God, sometimes you bring stuff up. Yesterday I was on a podcast and I had an epiphany about why philosophy about why philosophy came natural to me, right? Yeah. Because when I was young and I was trying to find my way, I learned to do things. I was a problem solver. I learned to solve problems my way. Well, philosophy is just a different way of thinking.
Yes.
And so I developed my own philosophy of how I had to get through the challenges in my life before I ever got introduced to philosophy in college.
Oh, I love it. Hey, Dev, what's going on, Dev? I see you there in the comments. Soul Rebel, I see you there. No, this is not Goldberg. It's better. Now, we couldn't afford Goldberg. Instead, we dug into the pockets of the big anals of the Mornings in the Lab budgets and got John Anderson instead. Much better than Goldberg. Yeah. If you want to watch Goldberg, go watch last couple Saturday nights live there, and you'll see him wrestling. We got Johnny Anderson instead. I'll tell you something, man. I was talking with somebody on the weekend about what our kids should be learning in school, and I got to be honest, man. I keep bringing you up. I'm like, in the world of AI and unlocking knowledge, we need to be learning philosophy, because philosophy teaches critical thinking. Philosophy teaches us to think outside of the box and think differently. So we're never going to have as much knowledge as these agents and these AI are being built. So your ability as a human to sit in front of that agent and have a philosophical discussion.
It's a philosophy of life that we need to be taught.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Hey guys,
yesterday when we were talking about addiction, I got kind of sidetracked with the discovery. Dude, we got at some point, I got to talk to you about this. My food noise turned off like a fucking light switch.
Well, hey, listen, I think it's in today's show or tomorrow's show. We're digging back into peptides. It might be in the morning focus today, or it might be back into. I can't remember. I have it in front of me,
dude.
Later today or tomorrow, we're gonna talk a little more peptides with you, brother, for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because this is like this is something that we've both dealt with our whole lives, and it's crazy. Pretty rarely do I go, holy shit, some sort of an agent or a supplement or a dieting practice has just made a huge change.
Yes.
And this did it. Unbelievable.
That's awesome. Well, I look forward to learning about that and learning more about that and talking about that. Hey guys, you ever wish you had a magic phrase to instantly stop an argument in its tracks? Well, today I've got it, and we're going to share it with you later on in the show. And in many ways, it's, I would say that John taught me some of it was his idea of reacting instead of responding.
Responding rather than reacting. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I was getting backwards. Yes, peptides coming up. Peptides coming up later today in the show. We're going to lean back into that. And guys, we're going to continue to have the conversation around peptides because the information is floating out there. And we have the human experiment right here on our show. One of the co-hosts, Morning to Live with Keith and John here. And he is a human peptide himself. So we're going to talk about peptides along the way. Kindness Rising, Soul Rebel Dev. Yes, check it out. Stick around and you might be surprised what brought you here. What's up, batshit crazy? Good to have you in the lab here this morning, brother. And Jimmy, I see Marty here hanging out in the back. So when Marty's ready, we can bring him in here as well. And hey guys, just remember, I invite you to call the show 431-300-3005. Get after it and come join the conversation. Leave a voicemail, leave a text, or just phone us live. 431-300-3005. And we are supposed to having Matt Watson joining us. I do not see him here in the green room yet, so we'll see if the man is able to read the instructions. John, I got to tell you, man, after our show yesterday talking polyamory, we met with Rachel yesterday, after Dr. Rachel Meyer yesterday afternoon. Man, she was jacked. She had a lot of fun on the show yesterday with us.
Yeah, she was. I mean, the thing that was really interesting about her that I liked is that she just kind of, of course, everybody's thinking it's going to be a big sex talk.
Yeah.
Sex was just kind of the outskirts of the conversation.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's exactly what it was. And I thoroughly enjoyed getting to know her after. I love her energy, and I invited her back. I said, hey, I'd love to have you back sometime, and maybe there's some ways we can find some ways to do some collaboration as well. So I see Matt Watson in the green room there. I see him on the horizontal. Jimmy, do we have him on the vertical yet as well, or is he okay? Good. I see Matt logging in as well, guys. So hey Johnny. So Matt Watson sold his company for $150 million.
No shit. That's three times. That's three times what you did. That's fucking crazy.
Fuck, I might have to arm wrestle him today.
I love it.
That's pretty good, man. Yeah, he started his first company. He sold it.
But real quick, a kudo to you. And I always tell when I talk about you.
Yeah.
I say this nutty little son of a bitch created and sold a fucking social media company for $50 million before social media was even popular.
True story. Yeah. Yes. Yes. You know what?
If that's not a fucking challenge, I don't know what is.
Well, you know what's funny? I got to tell you, I don't like to have. I don't believe in regrets. I don't believe in those ideas. I believe in learning. I will tell you something though that I've kind of reflected upon in life, though, Johnny, is that built my company, sold my company, and we have windows in life to jump into things, right? And
yep.
right. I had a window while that was happening. And when I reflect upon it, I didn't jump into it. And you know why? I chose quality life and raising my kids and dealing with my own life instead. And what I mean by that is I chose not to get on the road and build my brand. Instead, I just chose to deal with my own issues, which I had to. And sometimes I wonder, had I chosen a different path, if I'd be doing this right now. And again, no regrets, just simply reflection, right? That when I was, because you brought it up yesterday, like when you're a celebrity or an artist or a wrestler and you're going over, it's like, hey, Johnny, the people in your merch, it's time for you to go over. You better tell Terry and the girls you're going to spend the next 18 months on the road getting after it. And it's one of those moments where you're like, it's that be careful what you wish for moment, John Anderson. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, I remember vividly when I told Terry, I said, look, the door's opening on this wrestling thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think either one of us kind of understood. Because when I was in strength and strongman, I would be gone a week, a month.
Oh, right? Yeah.
That completely fucking flip-flopped. All of a sudden, I was gone 3 weeks, a month, all in a fucking snap of a finger. Bam. Just that quick.
Like that, right?
Just that quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like flying home the morning of Thanksgiving type shit.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Well, that's when you realize that things are moving, right? And you got to rock and roll. So, but I have zero regrets. Again, don't really believe in that whole idea of regret. I just believe in learning and believe in reflecting and
well, every one of those things in the past led to the moments we're in right now.
That's exactly it. 100%. Right. So it's the same way I always joke, I bought a Tesla Roadster instead of buying Tesla stock. Well, when I bought that Roadster, Johnny, it was one of the first ones out there, and it cost me $250,000. So if I would have bought Tesla stock,
and what year was that?
2011 or 12. So
the Tesla stock was about $20 at that time,
maybe even $1. And I'm being exaggerated.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me! Was it really $1?
Well, I don't know, but whether it was $20 or $1, it sure wasn't in the hundreds, right? So I just find it funny that
well, it didn't even split somewhere in this
100%. Yes.
Yeah. So let's just say you had 250,000 and it split. Now you got 500,000. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, that would be a different drill.
But you know what? I will say this though, pal, and I'll say this, and I believe you will be able to relate to what I say next. Had I maybe went through some doors that I was presented with in my journey, true story, I might not be here today.
Oh, guaranteed. That would have led you a different direction somehow, some way.
Well, but what I mean though is it might not have been a positive ending. Like I might have ended up.
You never know what that direction is unknown. We just know it wasn't here.
Yeah, I sometimes wonder, right? Is it jail? Is it death? Is it bad decision after bad decision? Is it hurting my family? It's just. I sometimes reflect and wonder, like, what would that path would have taken me on had I opened some different doors, Johnny? You know what I mean? So, because I know who I am as a human, and I've talked about it on the show before, and I wonder sometimes what have happened.
And that's brother, and that's exactly why we need to thank everything that happens to us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
this fucked up because this fucked up and it pushed me over here, which means I'm supposed to be over here. I don't know why I'm supposed to be over here, but thank you.
Yeah, true story. Absolutely true story. Hey, guys, we're also going to talk about the show today about viewers don't see behind the scenes here on the big show, Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. And just a reminder, guys, while Keith and John get after it every single day here at 8 o'clock Eastern time, we actually get after it earlier, 7:30 Eastern time. Matt Roof has a new show called Kindness Rising. Positive content and conversation to help you get up, get after it. He celebrates kind humans, kind businesses, nonprofits, charities, the companies that often I'd say are on the shoulders or on the outside that maybe sometimes don't get the attention that they deserve. Well, there's one guy who's getting up saying, I'm going to give you the attention you deserve. His name's Matt Roof. So I really invite you guys to tune into Kindness Rising right here on the network on Mornings in the Lab, and as well as the Kindness Rising channel coming up here. Hey, Linda, I see you there in the comments. Thanks for stopping by the channel. I invite you guys to subscribe to the channel, like it, tell all your friends about it. We go live here every single day, live conversation. We talk business, athletics, AI, peptides, performance, lifestyle, content to help you get up and get after it. We got Matt Watson joining us here in a few moments. Jimmy, is Matt ready to go? Should we bring him in? When you're ready to go, Jimmy, we'll bring in Matt Watson. I see him figuring it out there on the back side there, Jim. Johnny, what do you got? Are you taking a day off today in the gym or what?
I am. It's
I know.
I've really come to a good spot with. I used to get up. I'm like, fuck, I don't get to train today.
Yes,
but I flipped that, and now it's like I get up and I'm like, this is one of those days where I'm learning to actually really embrace and enjoy the day where I don't train just like the day I train. Part of it is because I know how great it's going to feel when I train tomorrow. Part of it's because I've predetermined some really interesting shit that I'm going to work on today when I would be training.
Nicely done. Hey, I'm making some tweaks to the show as we head into August. We're going to extend our morning loop segment from 15 minutes to an unpredictable 30 minutes. And because of last week's current event and humans wanting to have conversation when they start their day, we're going to move into dropping some current events, news topics, not bullshit stuff, guys, but stuff that we can talk about and I can have fun with Johnny. And I'm going to be
no more whatever the chick's name is, Peggy Blue or whatever. No more of that dumb shit.
Well, I'm Peggy Blue.
What's her name?
I think it's Bonnie Blue. I might drop Bonnie.
That was close enough, shit.
Yeah. I might drop Bonnie Blue every now into the bullshit, but no, we're gonna. So the goal here, guys, because you guys in the community are so active. And hey, guys, remember this Friday coming up, Free For All Friday. If you got things you want to talk about, please let me know. B Drive put something in the parking lot. So this Friday, we're going to talk about what B Drive put in the parking lot with some entrepreneur stuff. So you guys are helping us change this show. So we're moving to like a 30-minute morning loop, current events, roundtable conversation, and then we'll do a 30-minute guest segment at the 8:30 hour, and then we'll come up with a 30-minute segment with Keith and Johnny digging into some big topics, and peptides.
Hey, brother, I gotta open a vent, man. This thing's not venting out. I'm getting lightheaded. This room is filling up with smoke real quick. Give me 60 seconds. I just got lightheaded, like I was gonna go down.
Jimmy, bring Johnny out, and we're gonna get the center stage going. We'll bring Matt Watson up on stage here. Jimmy, let's do it.
What if the most successful entrepreneurs aren't the ones with brilliant flashes of inspiration, but those who master the art of building something meaningful, one decision at a time? We convince ourselves that success requires some magical combination of timing, talent, and luck that we just don't possess yet. Meet Matthew Watson, the tech founder who bootstrapped to a $150 million exit. His most transformative achievements emerge from consistent, intentional choices that compound over time, not from sudden moments of genius. The real breakthrough happens when you stop waiting for permission and start treating every challenge as an opportunity to build something better than what existed before. Your next small decision could be the foundation of something extraordinary.
The man of the hour, Matt Watson, sold his company for $150 million. I'm going to arm wrestle him here today because he did 3 times more than I did. So what the hell's going on? Matt Watson, thanks for joining the show today, brother.
How's it going, man? Thanks for having me today.
Thanks for joining us. I saw you frantically figuring out the instructions to get onto the show today, so I'm going to ask. I'm suspecting when you travel with you, are you married?
Yeah, married with 5 kids.
Oh! So I'm suspecting when you're traveling or hanging out with the 5 kids, you're not looking at the map. You just know the answer, right?
No, I don't. The best plan is no plan for me most of the times, man.
I love it. I got to tell you, man, it's been a social experiment, Matt, bringing men onto the show because there's 3 men. The guy that reads the instructions, the guy that just shows up and says, yeah, I know how to fuck to do it. And then, oh my God, it's actually a little more complicated than I thought. And then the guy that's like, I'm not asking my wife. I'm not asking for help. No, I'll just figure it out. And then there's the other guy just fucking ghosts altogether. He's just gone. All together. So, but guys, what if I told you that the biggest problem in tech isn't finding developers? It's that we're turning brilliant minds into expensive typists. Today's guest sold his first company for $150 million after starting it in his basement at 22. So what, you just a bored 22-year-old kid there, Matty, and you're like, I'm going to go start a $150 million company or what? How did this all start, Matt Watson?
Well, I've always been a problem solver. People come to me and say I have problems with, computers. I need to build this thing. I need software to do this thing. And just always been opportunist, always helped other people. That's how I met the guy I originally started for my first company with. I was selling computers at Sears, and a guy came in to buy a computer and just started talking to him. And next thing I know, I was building software for car dealers, which kind of led me down the path of my first company. So
would you say, hey, Matt, I'd like to introduce you to John Anderson and C. Marty Fit, my 2 co-hosts on the show here today.
What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Hey, Matt, would you say you were, and I don't want to downgrade what you achieved. because not at all. I want to celebrate it. What I want to shine the light on, though, was there a big part of being in the right place at the right time?
100%.
Because what I mean by that, because you strike me. So I'm 53. I'm thinking you got 500 kids. What are you, 44, 45?
I'm 44. That's right.
Oh, there you go, 44, right? So I'm thinking you were the kind of guy that was able to be the nerd in the back room.
Yeah,
talk layman to all the normal guys like I could, and then go to work and deliver on it. And then during the era of software and internet, you're like, oh yeah, I can go do that because I'm the same as you, bro. That's how I achieved my success, which was I was able to do things that guys my age weren't, and then I capitalized on it. And it sounds like you did the same thing.
Well, a lot of software engineers, I always joke they can't talk to customers and they can't talk to girls.
Yes.
And I wouldn't say I was good at talking to the girls, but I was really good at talking to the customers. You know, I could talk to them, I understand what they needed to do, and I could go build it. And I was the introvert that would hide in the basement and go build the thing. But I would talk to customers. I wouldn't only hide in the basement like mushrooms, which a lot of software developers do. So
yes, yeah. Marty, Johnny, get this, man. So the guy was working at Sears. Car dealer walks in, needing help with software. So instead of selling the guy a computer, Matt ends up co-founding a company that ends up dominating automotive CRM.
There you go.
Imagine if the guy does not walk into Sears that day, right? Can you imagine that, Matt? You're just hanging. You're on. What were you selling? Shoes, like the Al Bundy thing, or what were you doing in Sears?
I was selling computers, and even better to that story, I skipped lunch that day, and that was when I met the guy. So.
that just mean you were living your life right. You know, when moments like that happen, you build some good momentum, and then boom, something pops off.
But you mentioned timing, and the biggest timing actually for us was the recession in 2008 and 2009. That was the recession that actually really helped us. Yeah.
Let's talk about timing, because Johnny talks about it often on the show, and even Marty does too. Johnny prided himself as he was going through his fitness and bodybuilding and strength career with always being ready, so that when he was called upon, it was ready to go. And I see you nodding viscerously with a smile on your face. Lean into the idea of timing and always being ready, Matt.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, in 2008, when Chrysler and General Motors went bankrupt, that was the same time that the car dealers stopped spending money on TV and radio and all these expensive forms of advertising, and everything moved online. And at that time, we had the perfect product to help the car dealers sell cars online. And so we happened to be at the right place at the right time when the economy tanked, and we had the product at the time that the market needed.
Yeah, no kidding. Johnny, Marty, questions for Matty?
100%. I mean, you just, if you hadn't had that in your palm of your hand and you had to develop it, you would have not hit that window just perfectly.
Yeah.
It was like, what Keith was saying in my career, if I was always ready to compete, I was always ready for a photo shoot. There was always going to be somebody that got hurt or that wasn't ready, and they knew they could call me, and bam. So I gained so many opportunities from that. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Hey, you're hanging out with Keith, John, Marty, and our guest, Matt Watson, this morning on Mornings Alive with Keith, John, and friends, getting after it every single day here. Hey, Matt, so I got to ask, man. So you started Vin Solutions at 22. You come home that day after having lunch with the dude who you convinced to go into business together. What was that conversation with mom and dad like?
With mom and dad?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever told them.
Oh, you just started doing your thing, and next thing you know?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't living with my parents at that time. I was married and lived on my own.
Yeah.
And I was just doing my own thing, man. That's
awesome. So then you're still going on your way though, and you're living on your own. You're married. You're having kids, and the next thing you know, you wake up and what? You called your parents like, yeah, I just sold the company for $150 million.
Well, actually, my first employee was my dad, so I actually hired him.
Cool.
Actually, it's probably one of my favorite things about this story is he worked for that company for 17 years that I started. So it was very cool.
Talk about that. Talk about hiring him and talk about that dynamic change you guys had in your relationship.
We always got along great, and it was just about getting stuff done. And it was never a power struggle or anything like that. I asked him to help do support. I was busy building the software, and I needed somebody to help, answer customer issues and all that kind of stuff. And he just slotted right in and did the work for 17 years, long after I left. After we exited the company, he stayed there, and never had a problem at all working with my dad. It was fantastic relationship. Now, that said, I tried to work with two of my sisters, and that was freaking awful, and had to fire both of them. So,
And then what about your kids? How old are your kids?
my oldest is 16.
Okay. And do you see a day you'll be working with your kids one day? Because I know you've exited, so you're doing a new thing today. Do you see yourself working with your kids?
I'm trying to get him to do it now. You know, he even wants to go do computer science, and he's taking an entrepreneurship class in high school. And I keep telling him, like, man, you come work for me for a week or two, you'll learn more than you're going to learn at school. But, you know, I think he's never had a job, and he's, you know, he'd rather watch YouTube all day, which I think is the problem with this whole generation.
Interesting. Hey, we want this next generation watching YouTube, so they can tune into Mornings in the Lab here every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. The only morning show to help these guys get their ass out of bed. Hey, Matt, here. So yesterday we were talking purpose with our guest, Rick Meck was his name, actually, from the Purpose Company. So I'm going to use a little metaphor with you. On a Friday, you sell your company for $150 million. You have your purpose. Monday, you wake up. Are you lost?
Yes, lost.
And I'm serious, because I've been there with you. Talk
lost.
Lean into that.
Well, it's so much about being an entrepreneur is the journey of it. It's the family you create, like your work family, the problem. It becomes part of your identity, right? And so you exit the company and you walk away, and it's like selling your baby and kind of starting over. You lost your family, and your challenge and purpose is kind of over, and you like getting off of the roller coaster, man. I totally get it.
How did you refine your purpose?
It took a while. It took a few months. And, you know, after I exited my second company, I didn't do anything for like a year. And it definitely kind of weighed on me. And when I started doing the new thing that I got into, it really energized me again. It really, really did. Having a purpose and a team, and like, we're going to go do something. And I think most of us need a purpose, man. We need a purpose.
Yes. What's your purpose today, Matt Watson?
You know, trying to be the best father I can of 5, and the best husband, and you know, caring more about my employees than my own personal success. Right? If I take really good care of them, I think it is super important. I have over 300 employees that work for me, so you know, just changing the perspective of trying to do better for all of my employees, and I kind of come secondary to them.
It's pretty cool when you have a bunch of people you're responsible for, right? And what I mean by that is that there's this feeling of your employees, you're feeding the families, you're putting food on the table, they're having kids. And it's hard to describe for somebody who hasn't been part of that, but there's a really cool, fulfilling feeling, isn't there, Matt, when that happens around you, isn't it?
Absolutely. And, you know, over my career, I've probably one of my favorite achievements, more than the money and the exits, is like, I've helped create hundreds of jobs.
Yeah.
And
changed a lot of other people's lives in the process, brother.
Yeah.
And statistically, they say like the 300 employees I have today, they're all in the Philippines. Every one of those jobs actually creates 2 or 3 more jobs.
Yes.
Because and our employees are extremely high paid software engineers. And so, you know, that helps, like, you know, build houses and buy food and all the other things, right? So these extremely high, well-paid people create 2 or 3 other jobs in those communities. So that's a really cool feeling.
Hanging out with Matt Watson. Hey, Matt, just a quick comment with you. So my first business I built remote, a complete team, 500 people around the world, globally, all over the planet. As I'm building this one, I'm leaning into the great work culture, the great humans in the Philippines. Quick comment on the incredible humans in the Philippines, Matt Watson. Like, true story, man.
I mean, they're some of the nicest people in the world.
Yes.
If you want, I can tell you a funny story about how we got started there, but I went over there for Full Scale for my business, and just, you know, really fell in love with the people so much that I met my wife there. And so my wife is Filipino. Yeah. And she moved back here, and she's a citizen here, and we have a couple kids together. So I'm engrossed in the culture of it every day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, you're hanging out with Keith John Marty here at Matt Watson, CEO of Full Scale, author of Product Driven, a 5-time founder and CTO, 20 plus years in tech experience. Jimmy, let's do the C Marty Fit Tip with Christopher Martin. And then Matt, can we come back and bring you back for a wrap-up segment with you on Rapid Fire?
Sure.
Let's do that. So I'll do a quick break with Marty, Johnny. So Jimmy, and then we'll come back with Matt, and then we'll get to the lifestyle tip with John Anderson right here this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. Let's do it, Jimmy.
I like that one, Keith. All right, we got the fitness tip for today. Stop looking for the next fitness hack, right? So, you know, you hear guys, especially guys, You know, you hear them, they're trying this new fat burner. They're trying this new thing. But all you need is the basics. Stick to what has been proven to work. You keep hopping around from this diet. You're doing carb cycling. Then you're doing the low calorie diet. Then you're doing no carbs. Then you're doing the carnivore diet. Listen, stick to one thing for a long period of time, right? You got to stick with it for weeks, for months. That's how you're going to see results. But a lot of times when you're doing all this jumping around, you don't give your body a chance to adapt. You don't give your body a chance to change with the new thing that you're doing. So pick something you like that you can stick with for a while and watch the results come. That's the fitness tip for today.
Single day, 8:30 Eastern time with Christopher Martin, giving you guys something to think about. Hey, you guys can join the conversation. 431-300-3005, 431-300-3005. Come join the live conversation. Leave a voicemail, send us a text, or just come say hello. We're hanging out with Matt Watson this morning, and John Anderson, myself, and C. Marty Fit. Hey, Matt. So, just lost my notes here in front of me here. You host a podcast. You run multiple companies, and you just wrote a book. Like, dude, when do you find time to sleep? And what is your non-negotiable within your schedule there, Matt Watson?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I don't really have a plan. And I probably, like most entrepreneurs, I have ADHD. And it took me until I was over 40 years old to actually figure that out. But, you know, I hyper-focus from one thing to another. That's part of having ADHD. So when I was writing a book, that's like all I did for 4 months, like 80% of my day, heads down, writing a book. And yeah, jumping from one thing to another, man. Like I have ADHD, so I can do it.
What was that? You said you discovered you had ADHD when you were in your 40s. What did that mean when what did it mean to you when you officially gave yourself the label?
You know, like a lot of people, I think I diagnosed myself from watching too many TikTok videos.
Yeah, I think we all did, and I think we've all just. I got to be honest with you. I sometimes struggle a little bit with the label of ADHD because it seems like everybody has it now.
Everybody's on the spectrum, right? And actually, a couple of my kids have it. My wife has ADHD, but different kinds and on the spectrum. But I think for me, it was just more about recognizing the patterns, you know. That's what
it is, isn't it? It's and you know, John and Marty talk about all the time. You know, Johnny would talk about his OCD, and it's actually recognizing patterns.
Yeah.
Well, and these things are actually strengths.
Yes.
Just once you understand them, you can use them to your advantage.
Well, and
I thank God I had all this shit, you know, and whether it's self-diagnosed or not. Okay, I self-diagnosed a way for myself to kick ass way beyond the average. I'll take it. Whatever the diagnosis is, call it what you will.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing in life is self-awareness, right? It's self-awareness of your behavior and your quirks and disorders. We all have something somewhere on some spectrum, I think. But for me, it was just understanding that and being real with myself. So my wife will ask me, you know, a question now, like, "Oh, are you going to go through the kids' homework when they come home from school?" And in the past, I would lie. I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do that." But now I'm like, there is no way I'm ever going to do that. I hate doing that. Let's just be honest. I'm not going to do it. My ADHD is not going to allow me to do that because I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to lie about it anymore.
So what it actually sounds like you've been comfortable doing is, and we talk about it on the show all the time, is learning the power of no. Because I know because we always say yes, especially to our wives, right? So you're like, actually, no, because it's just not going to happen.
That's actually a big part of my book.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, I found that one quick, man. You know, if I said I was going to do something, I didn't do it. It totally broke down, but I was trying to teach in the house. So I was happy to, I can't answer that right now.
Yeah. Yes. And it's okay.
I might not say yes or no. I'll just basically stay in the middle.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, B-Drive, Bernard, ears up for this question. Matty, you've built companies with and without venture capital. For our start, and so I did mine, I bootstrapped mine along the way as well. So for our startup founders listening, and we got somebody in the community here who's looking to raise, his name is Bernard. He has a bee business. Matt, what's your honest take on raising money versus bootstrapping?
Well, my first advice is it's usually easier to find customers than it is to find investors. And so many people will spend months and months chasing money, where if they did just stay focused on like, how do I generate revenue and chasing customers, they might have got where they needed to go anyways. But I think the other thing is people commonly trying to raise money to solve problems they don't know how to solve, and money doesn't usually solve those problems.
That's well put, brother. That's really well put.
And I think too, Matt, what's happened with this raising money is that tech and the media and culture has perpetuated this glory around raising money and achieving status on paper because of what you've raised, but you actually haven't accomplished anything yet.
No, and I think, of course, it's totally different the type of company you're building, right?
Yes.
Like some if you're building Uber, you're like, I'm going to have all these legal things and scale and problems. I need to raise a bunch of money. Versus if you're building some simple software or,
Yes.
gym or whatever the thing is, you might need a little bit of money, but it's not the same scale. And you almost really have to operate like you're not going to raise any of the money. And I think the biggest challenge is a lot of people start a company and they're like, oh, I'm going to quit my job. So now I need to go raise money just to pay my own salary. And
nobody wants to pay for that.
No, exactly.
And investors don't like that either.
No, hell no.
But
nobody in their right mind is going to invest in that.
Well, what great advice, though, Johnny Marty. Go spend your time finding your first customer.
Yeah.
Instead of wasting your time finding the first guy to say, hey, give me 50 grand or 100 grand because I'm going to go try to make you money.
And to support that, once you've actually found customers, it's going to be a lot easier to get somebody to give you money because you've already got the wheels turning.
Yes.
Well, it's an even bigger problem, guys. Like, I think most of you guys are entrepreneurs. You understand that the hardest part of any business is the sales and marketing strategy, right? It's not building the product. Building the product is hard, and I'm a product guy, so building products for me is easy. So naturally, it comes easy to me. But in any business, at any stage, it's always about sales and marketing. So if you don't know how to find customers, you're just dead to begin with.
Yeah. It's funny how sales, don't you find it intriguing, Matt, sometimes where sales is poo-pooed, yet at the end of the day, without sales, there's nothing. There's just actually nothing in a business, like nothing at all. There's no HR, there's no operations, there's nobody getting free lunch, nobody else, if there's nobody selling anything, but yet it's so often dismissed.
100%. If you don't have sales, you really don't have anything.
Yeah. So Bernard, I hope that's helpful for you. Some good advice this morning from Matt Watson. Let's go get some customers, and then we get those customers, get that revenue coming in, and that's going to turn into some positive activity in the business. All right, let's do this. Let's go to some rapid fire with Matt Watson. Matt, biggest red flag in a developer interview?
They're not thinking about why are we building this. They just care about the code. They're not asking why. Why are we doing this? Why did we choose to do it this way?
Is that a question not asked enough? The why?
It's 100%. And actually, on my new book, it's like on the cover of the book.
Yeah. We'll get to your book in a second there. Hey, tabs or spaces?
Tabs.
Oh, yeah. There's a little tech nerdy question there for you, brother. Most overrated programming language?
I'm going to say Ruby. Ruby on Rails.
I knew you were going to say it. If you weren't in tech, what would you be doing?
I might be like some kind of other engineer, service, handyman sort of thing. I like building stuff with my hands.
Yeah. Best city for startups not in Silicon Valley.
I'm going to say Kansas City, man. That's where I'm at. Kansas City.
The Midwest America.
It's cheap.
Just straight south of me. Hey, I'm north of Winnipeg, just straight at the 83 north of you. So one book every founder must read besides yours.
What's crazy is I don't read books, even though I wrote a book. But I'm a big fan of Rework and Traction. Like Gino Wickman's book, Traction, I would highly recommend.
Interesting. And Matt, what's the number one mistake founders make when building their first engineering team?
Not having the right leadership. They don't have leadership.
What does leadership mean to you?
Well, you've got to know what we're building, why we're building it, somebody that understands the strategy, the architecture, some of the higher level stuff. So if you just hire a couple software developers, it'd be like hiring a couple carpenters, but you don't have somebody at a higher level that has the strategy of the design and architecture. Really, you're going to struggle. Yeah.
And Matt, if you can go back in time and give just one brutally honest piece of advice to yourself before your biggest success or your failure, what moment would you choose? And what would you say to change that perspective or that outcome?
I would probably go back to after I sold my first company and after I sold that company, I would probably give myself advice that maybe I should have retired. Or I think really the key advice was not to invest my own money in things. to protect that nest egg a lot more than I did, not spend the money as much as I did.
Oh, interesting. Why? So what would you have done? Spend somebody else's money?
Well, you can probably relate to this. After you've had an exit, it's easy to write the checks. If you have problems, you can write checks to make the problems go away, but you don't solve the problems. You throw money at the problems.
Yes.
And you're throwing your own money at the problems, which is super dangerous. It's easier to wire more money over and keep paying for things instead of solving the real problems or going to find other investors to pay for things. And so you can get yourself in trouble.
Great advice from Matt Watson. Matt, how can folks find you, connect with you, buy your book, engage with you, do some work with you? Matt Watson.
Yeah, follow me on LinkedIn. I have a huge following on LinkedIn. Just look for Matt Watson. You can go to productdriven.com, and I have a newsletter, and my book and everything is at productdriven.com. And my main company is at fullscale.io.
Awesome. Matt Watson, How This Tech Founder Bootstrapped $150 million Exit, CEO of Full Scale, author of Product Driven. Go find him on LinkedIn. Matt, thanks for hanging out with us this morning.
Thank you. Thanks for having me,
brother.
Pleasure. Thanks for coming, Matt.
Awesome. Jimmy, let's walk Matt out. We'll do the lifestyle tip with John Anderson. We'll come back and get into the deep dive. Let's do it there, Jimmy.
Roll after the lifestyle tip.
All right. Marty's going to roll after the lifestyle tip as well there, Jimmy. Let's do the lifestyle tip, Jimmy.
All right, check this out. This little tip is not sexy, but it is powerful. And if you can operate from this, it's going to be crazy the type of success you're going to get. You see, tomorrow is planned today. Tomorrow's success is planned today. You're not going to wake up, roll out of bed, and just expect that you're going to find what you need to be successful. Tonight, before you go to bed, look at your day tomorrow. Look at the places in your day that may be challenging and have little plans ready, have solutions ready. Maybe we're talking about your diet. Maybe we're talking about creating the time you need to do something for your family. But when you premeditate just a little bit today for tomorrow, that's how you win your daily battle. You see, the war of life has thousands and thousands of battles, and they're called daily battles. And if you can win your daily battle, you'll win the war of life. What is the war of life? That's your definition. That's your definition of success. So how do you win your daily battle? You plan to win your daily battle today for tomorrow. Look at what you got for tomorrow today. Tomorrow will go much better. It's all about planning for success. Tomorrow's success is planned today. Rock and roll.
Ever notice how the calmest people seem to have the most intense energy underneath? Like a duck gliding smoothly across water while paddling furiously below the surface? Most men struggle with morning routines because they're chasing perfect execution instead of understanding what actually creates momentum. Here's what researchers discovered when they studied peak performers. The most successful people don't eliminate chaos from their mornings, they harness it. They've learned to embrace what looks messy from the outside while maintaining purposeful intensity underneath. The breakthrough isn't in perfecting your routine, it's in designing systems that thrive on controlled unpredictability. Stop trying to be perfect and start building authentic momentum that actually lasts.
What a great conversation with Matt Watson. Oh yeah, baby. Guy sold his company for $150 million. The best bootstrapping advice I've heard. Dropped it on the show here today. Jimmy, we got AJ joining us this morning. That's awesome. I think AJ is confused with the calendar, but that's good. I love when he's here. I think AJ thinks that Tuesday and Thursday are Monday and Wednesday. The funny thing is, I was in a deep squat today. I'm thinking to myself, yes, I was squatting. And I thought, I bet you Zeglin shows up today. So I'm happy the guy's showing up. But guys, the best advice, Bernard, the best advice this morning from Matt Watson. Stop chasing investment money and start chasing your first customer. And hey, it's no secret we're bootstrapping this thing. You know, and I'm actually glad that Matt reminded me to stop digging into my bank account. Thanks, Matt, because I've been digging into my bank account, just doing the cash calls and just trying to build this thing and having some fun with it. We got Johnny back here in the lab. But man, what great advice. Hey, Johnny, Go and chase that first customer instead of going to chase that first investor who's going to be on your ass, wondering how you're spending his money and wondering if you got sales.
Think of it as like a package deal. You know, if you want to get some money, prove your concept works by getting some customers, letting the wheels start to turn. Then you've actually got something to sell. Selling an idea that actually turned into reality, even on a small scale, is a lot easier to sell.
Yes. So go convince somebody that you have something worth buying, get that customer to cut you a check, and then you either say to yourself, I can use this check to grow my business, or I can use this check to have social proof to go to an investor one day. But Matt just laid it out well, man. I loved how simple it was. It's like you got one of two choices. You can go down the left road and go get the customer, or you can go down the right road. Johnny, I knew a dude that for all he was doing was selling like safe notes. And it was like 2 years. It's just raising.
What's a safe note?
It's a note for it's a note for perceived equity in the business. That's
like a security.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's like a phantom piece of paper that me says to you, hey, I'm going to give you this note. You're going to give me $100,000 and it might be worth something one day. Right. He spent all of his time going and doing that. And then he goes to me a year and a half later going, hey, so do you still want to invest? I'm like, dude, you haven't got any customers yet. You're still selling safe notes. Like, fuck, man.
A safe note's kind of like the dollar, isn't it?
Well, you clearly don't have anything if you're just still selling safe notes. So if you guys are tuning in, I would welcome you to go back to that nugget itself. And Bernard, I hope you took something out of that and we can keep that conversation going. And Bernard, I'm considering a telethon type fundraiser concert on YouTube. Oh, well, Bernard, maybe we should do something together, man. We'll do a fundraiser with Keith and Johnny. And Jimmy is bringing the big man himself, AJ Zeglin here. Let's see him sitting there patiently waiting. Johnny, I think AJ's got his calendar backwards, but that's okay.
We'll take it, baby. We'll take it.
Well, how are you, pal?
Good. I thought I'd just take a shot again. I'm all.
I love it.
Saying last week I'm going to be all over the place here because we got guys just preparing to leave. This week, right? The guys that are playing in Europe. So they've been a little busier, a little early in the morning, taking up my Monday, Wednesday, Friday slots. So I'm just trying to jump on whenever I have a moment.
I love it. Well, hey, we're talking about what viewers don't see behind the scenes here. I thought we can spend a few moments. And then actually, if you got some time, AJ, I got two topics for us. Viewers don't see as we're building this thing, my life, Johnny's life, your life. But then I found something on this. You hate working out. And I found maybe a secret for folks that hate working out, which might invite them to consider new ways to do that. But let's talk a little bit about behind the scenes, man. Let's start with you. I know our audience loves AJ Zeglin. I know audience loves to learn from AJ. What's AJ's life like behind the scene of Mornings in the Lab and behind the scenes of your world? Like, what time does your day start? How do you get after? What time does your day end? I know you have a busy family. Take a couple seconds and share, your world behind the scenes of AJ Zeglin.
All right. Well, get ready to get very bored with the monotony in the schedule of my life.
But there's comfort in that, man. There's comfort in that, and there's success in that.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, for sure, man. It obviously it works for me, and I really enjoy it. But yeah, it starts every day at 5 a.m. That's when I get up.
Yeah.
Because I got to be at the gym for 6 to open the gym. So yeah, it's a 5 a.m. wake up call. I actually like getting up early in the morning.
Yes,
I actually prefer it. Like, I rather start a job at 5, 6 in the morning than start at 8 or 9. I just, I rather get up and get going and just be productive right off the bat. I feel it gives me energy and kind of keeps me motivated throughout the whole day if I'm busy early. And then, I'm at the gym, most days from about 6 till about maybe 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And then I'm usually at my clinic, working with people. And when I'm not doing that stuff, when I'm at home, man, I'm a homebody. I love being at home. I love being around my kids. I love being around my family. I love, I usually can't wait to get home every day. But when I'm at home, it's not overly exciting. I'm in the kitchen a lot cooking. I love to cook. Like, nothing makes me happier than, this is going to be a weird thing, but I actually like getting home a lot of the times. And even if it's after a long day, like I could be gone 12, 13 hours. If I get home and no one's eaten yet, I actually kind of like that, because then I just step right into the kitchen. I'm like, all right, what does everyone want for supper? Like, what are we having?
Awesome.
Like,
That's
I'm
awesome.
cooking now. You know, I love cooking for people, and I love being in the kitchen. So, and then after that, it's just chilling out, getting stuff ready for the next day. Obviously, when you're working with people a lot, there's some preparation that goes into those things. So whether I'm trying to stay on top of programming for people in the gym, or some stuff that I'm working on with clients for their mental health, right? There's a little bit of work sometimes on the computer, which I'll do, or on the old pen and paper,
Yes.
you know, and write out some ideas and some stuff. And then, and then it's in bed, man. Like if I'm on the couch and it's past 9:30, I'm doing this, right? Like I'm doing that. I'm doing the dad head nods on the couch where, Dad, you're falling asleep again. Oh, I'm not sleeping. I'm just, you know. And then I'm in bed and doing it all again. So it's honestly not overly anything exciting going on, but I do love it.
But it works for you. So hey, the $1 million question from Keith and Johnny is, how was the stucco job this last weekend?
Oh man, stucco job went great. I'll send you some pictures.
Yes.
It went great, man. Yeah, it looks sharp, man. I never underestimate, you know, the what a good new stucco job can do to your house.
That's awesome.
I pull up.
When we were talking about that, Keith was like, he slipped up verbally. He was like, I wonder how the septic job is going. I'm like, what? He's not doing a septic job.
Hey, so Johnny, turn the light on you, brother. We've been doing this now for a little over a year, you and I together here and so forth. What's been the biggest surprise for you that you can share with viewers that they don't see, they don't know about this whole new morning routine, morning habit, morning accomplishment, morning show we're building together? What's something that you maybe haven't shared or have shared, but something you can share with our audience this morning?
I mean, I think when we started doing our thing, it was, you know, because when we first started off, I was coming for an hour, right?
Yeah.
And so what does that mean? That means I needed to create another hour in my morning. So my wake up time moved back an hour.
Yes.
You know, that's when I started waking up, you know, at 2:59 rather than 3:59.
Lean into that, because often my experience is folks are like, well, I don't have time to do that. No.
But you have time. You just have a priorities issue. So what that meant was that my schedule basically slid a little bit, you know, so where before, you know, 8 o'clock would have been my bedtime, but I always give that little window, you know, I might be not in bed till 8:30ish, you know, because keep in mind, you know, it's when I have these things in my life, it's not like they're so rigid that it fucks up my personal life.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not, the rigidity is, yes, it's 8 o'clock bedtime, but then really if I'm going to bed at 8:30 or a little bit later, it's just, that's part of, you know, making sure that everyone's taken care of.
Yes. Well,
really, all I was saying was that basically then I kind of had to be a little bit more rigid, so to speak, or recognize that I needed to be heading for bed before 8 o'clock, which is kind of what I did.
Yes. Yeah. It still surprises me that more leaders don't recognize the power of getting up and having a morning conversation, to own the conversation with their stakeholders. Because Johnny, by 8 o'clock Pacific time, you've accomplished more than most have. You know, you've created content, you got content on the shelf, and you're showing up and having a conversation, and we're doing that. And Matt Roof discovered that when he started his morning show. He's like, wait a minute, I can start a morning show before 9 o'clock and I can get it all done. And I got this thing going, and I was like, yeah. And it's one of those things where you get up, get after it, and get it done. And then yesterday, Dr. Rachel Meyer, who's very complimentary, she's like, hey man, I understand how busy the show is, but I can only imagine the chaos behind the scenes. And yes, there is, but it's chaos that is largely camouflaged and masqueraded in structure. This show doesn't work with those structures. So while it comes across to everybody as, and here's something too that I think, Johnny, that folks sometimes misunderstand, is that they see us having fun and they see us laughing and bantering, and it's often not thought about that it's a business. So often it's like, I'll just ghost the guys, or I'm not going to get in on time, or and it's just and it's behind the scenes, the amount of structure, rigidity, and planning and scheduling going into all this, we're building a business here. And that's something that I think that viewers don't see, which also means, John and AJ, that we're doing a good job of camouflaging the illusion behind the curtain.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
going back to one thing AJ said that I think most people tend to not realize. There's something about the human brain. When you get up and you get some shit done, you're basically, your brain looking for more, and it looks for more all day.
Yeah.
And so when you get up and you're productive, like I don't have those days where I just do nothing. To me, I feel like it's torture for me. I'm kind of addicted to productivity. So every day I'm going to get up early, because it's like, when we don't have this on Saturday and Sunday, it's an opportunity for me to be even more productive with things that are not this show. And by 10 o'clock, I feel I'm already accomplished. And it's like, God damn it. My brain is like seeking, what else can I do to continue this amazing feeling?
That's such a great point. On the weekend when I have this show, it's funny, man, because I got this 2 or 3 hours back. I'm like, oh, there's sometimes, John, I'll sit down on a Saturday or Sunday, like by 9 a.m. So, somewhere in your world, where I'm like, oh, I got all this stuff done. It's only 9 o'clock. Right. And AJ, I know you're smiling because I know you could relate to the same thing, AJ, because you're midway through the morning and you've accomplished so much more than some folks have. And it's not about comparing or pissing on those that haven't, but it just back to John's point that when you get in the habit of accomplishing things early in the day, man, does it feel rewarding and fulfilling. AJ Zeglin.
Yeah, it just feels good. Yeah, and we're like John just said, we're attracted to it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the brain starts to seek, and if the brain is seeking the right shit, look out.
Yes.
And we have a response to that thing, right? We always talk on here about when we get involved in certain things like exercise and the neurochemicals that are released in our system. We get some of those released in our system too, the dopamine that we're always talking about. When we complete something, when we accomplish something, we get a similar fix of that, right? We get that release in our system as well. So when you're up early and you do something, whatever it is, you get that little hit, right? And it makes you want to accomplish a little more and be a little more productive, right? And I find too, for people, since we talk a lot about here on our overall health and guys and working out and taking care of themselves, I've also found that for people as well, the more productive you are, usually the more positive outcomes they have with their eating plan or their nutrition side of things too, right?
Yes.
A lot of people really fall off when they have a lot of free time, when they're really bored, when they feel like there's not much going on, and now you're hanging around not doing anything. I'm bored. Oh, I guess I'm going to eat. I'm going to grab those chips or that, whatever. Right. But if you got stuff to do and you're productive and you're, and you have, some stuff that you're trying to accomplish there, and you get that done early in the day, kind of sets up your whole day, for the nutrition side as well, where you're like, hey, I'm already active. I already worked out. I already went for a walk. I already did this, cut the grass, or did this chore. Like, I don't feel like coming in and eating a bag of chips right now.
Yes.
I feel like actually supporting myself with something better.
Versus when you start it that way, you get up and you eat a fucking donut.
Yes.
Then your brain gets sucked that way, and you start looking for other shit. Your brain is seeking that side of the fence.
Well, and then Johnny, and then we know we both know what happens, because then the science kicks in. Your insulin goes boom, and then 30 minutes later, your insulin in your body's going, oh, Johnny, where's the next donut? And then you go and you have another one, and you're like, okay, I feel good again. And then the science of life goes, woof, time for another donut. And you're just constantly chasing it for the rest of the fucking day.
Totally. And think of it from a dopamine hit, right? You get a dopamine hit from something. Yes. It's going to seek more of that something. You have to program early what something is the next dopamine hit coming from productivity or from fucking up, because you'll get it both sides of the fence.
Great.
People say, I need a dopamine cleanse. You don't need a fucking dopamine cleanse. You need a fucking cleanse of all the dumb shit you're doing that's giving you those type of dopamine hits.
Good segue to one I want to drop on next. We're gonna drop a segment here in a minute, but before we do that, Jimmy, I want to look to the comments, because I know I know that something is happening in real life right in front of Keith Billis, John Anderson, AJ Zeglin, and it is a life changing in front of us. It's happening in front of Lady Drew Bigger. It's happening in front of B Drive. It's happening in front of the entire community. And guys, we're seeing it come to life every single day. And it's being driven by a guy named Matt Roof. Matt made a commitment to a morning show, but we know the morning starts the night before. And Matt doesn't want to wake up and be an ass in the morning, so he's got to get himself prepared. So now Matt, and I see his comment, this routine has changed my life. With just 1 hour earlier wake time, add system and routine, 1 hour equals 3 times productivity in my whole day. And guys, we know Matt had a fault. Matt fell down last Tuesday and he talks about it on the show. But I guarantee you that we're watching the changing of Matt Roof right in front of all of us because he's adapting positive. He's involved in a positive community. He's making positive decisions. And yeah, Matt might fall along the way, but he's involved in a great community. It's going to get him keep going in the same direction. But my point here is that positive decisions, positive awareness, starting the night before, getting every single morning and doing it and battling the demons that are in front of him. Like some of us all have. So I love it. And Maddie, dude, we got your back. I know you got our back, but I love watching your change happen in front of all of us. It's very fulfilling for me. I know it's fulfilling for Anderson as well as AJ. So brother, you keep getting after it, man. But hey, I know there's also folks that hate working out that would rather go for the donut, Johnny or AJ, or rather go for the fucking Reese's. But then there's some people that don't know how to find something that works out for them. And I got to think there's clients that came to you, Anderson, and you, AJ, going, I just don't like working out. And you might say that, or maybe you haven't found what works best for you. Jimmy, let's run the clip and let's talk about it.
What if the reason you hate working out has nothing to do with laziness and everything to do with fighting against your own nature? Groundbreaking research reveals we've been approaching exercise completely backwards, forcing ourselves into routines that fundamentally conflict with who we are. Scientists at University College London discovered that your personality type, not your motivation level, determines which workouts you'll actually stick with long-term, explaining why some men thrive in group classes while others need solitude to succeed. When you align your workout with your personality, exercise stops feeling like punishment and becomes something you genuinely look forward to. Today, we're revealing how to match your fitness to your personality and finally enjoy working out.
And John and AJ, that there's been clients through your world you guys have coached that you've looked at them and you're like, oh yeah, you're either going to not good, you're going to struggle with this, you're going to do well with this, or we just need to talk to find out what works best for you. Because recent studies from the University College London and others have shown that the big 5 personality traits, extroversion, conscientiousness, agreeableness, neuroticism, and openness, strongly influence which type of exercise people enjoy and are likely to stick with. Starting with you first, Johnny. When you hear this, does this make sense to you?
Dude, it's the first question I'm going to ask someone is, what type of movement?
I love this.
Not exercise. What type of movement do you enjoy? Because if they don't like to lift weights, guess what? They're not fucking lifting weights. I mean, Jesus Christ, you ask any creature to do something they don't want to do long enough, they're going to wake up one day and say, you know what? I don't give a fuck how much this is helping. I'm not doing that dumb shit tomorrow. So you give them the movement they enjoy. It's pretty fucking easy for them to continue.
AJ, don't you sometimes just wish you'd have Johnny in focus with you so somebody can walk in and they can say, yeah, I want to become better. And then he's like, what do you like fucking doing? I like sitting on my ass. Okay, you're going to do fucking squats over there. You're going to do 100 squats. But I love his response. AJ, what do you say to this as well? This idea of personality-based workouts.
Yeah, I think that, if someone tells me they don't like working out, I don't believe them. I just feel like they don't like whatever their idea at that time of working out is. That's what they don't like, right?
Yes.
You don't like whatever story you've told yourself about working out. Yes. But I guarantee you there is something out there, some type of activity, like John said, movement-based. There's something out there that you're going to enjoy and that you're going to pick up and you're going to start getting the benefits from, right? And it's just that, so whatever idea you have about it right now, you might not enjoy that idea, right? But that's not working out, right? Like it's sometimes people have this kind of vision or based on their experiences, what they've tried before, what they've seen or what they've read or heard from other people. And then they think like, and to be fair, us in the fitness industry, we help perpetrate this problem because there's 90% of the fitness industry online is trying to sell you something, telling you that this is the only way to do things. And if you're not doing it this way, you're doing it wrong.
That's because those motherfuckers don't know how it works.
Right. Totally. Yeah. I couldn't agree more, but they're going to sit there. So Keith, you're going to be like, hey, I finally found something that I like. Like, I like to do this. And then you're going to go online and there's going to be someone that seems like they're a professional and they got, 1 billion followers and all this influence. And they're going to be telling you, Keith, you're doing it wrong. That it doesn't work that way. That's not the way to do it. This is the only way to do it right. If you're not doing it my way, you're doing it wrong. And then all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh, well, shit, that sucks. I thought I found something that I really liked. And now I'm being told I'm doing it wrong. And it's like, no, like you find something that you enjoy doing, you're doing it right. Keep going,
Well, and people love honesty. Sometimes people come and I'll get guys that want to lose, say 50 pounds, but they also want to get jacked, but okay, that's great. But okay, the first part, the losing the 50 pounds, that's going to be primarily diet orientation. That's just diet oriented, right? The getting jacked part, you're going to have to lift some weights. Do you enjoy that part of the process? If you don't, okay, this is going to be an uphill battle. If you like lifting the weights, then it's a different deal. So when you're honest with them, you're going to have to lift weights to do that. If you don't, you're not going to reach that goal. And just being honest, people are drawn to that because they're so, just like AJ said, they're so used to hearing all this shit that a lot of it is not true. And people are smart enough to recognize honesty, and they're drawn to that.
I love that you said that, John, because I was talking with somebody yesterday on the business side of things. Ruthie and I were talking with a person yesterday, and I said to this person, like, this is like, if you're looking to dabble with us, this is not a dabbling thing. Like, this is a commitment. It's no different than, if you want to become jacked or lose weight, don't call me if you're looking to do that just because you got a wedding coming up in 3 months. No, this is a we got the big boy pants on. We're making big life decisions here, not this. So I like this conversation. Just because you don't like quote unquote working out doesn't mean you can't get healthier. There's a way to go about it, right?
Yes.
So, anyways, I got John Jacob Jigglehammer Smith coming in with a segue to our next comment here, which is an AJ. If you can stick around for this, is great. If you can't, I appreciate that. The one thing that stops a conversation, we're going to talk about one phrase that stops any argument immediately. Jinglehammer Smith says, the one thing that stops a conversation with people I don't want to talk to anymore is I just let them know that I'm a flat earther. There you go. Jimmy, let's run this tease on how to stop an argument dead in its track. Jimmy, let's run it.
What if the secret to winning every argument isn't about being right, but about being smart? We've all been there, caught in heated discussions that spiral out of control, leaving relationships damaged and problems unsolved. Conflict resolution experts have studied thousands of successful negotiations and discovered something fascinating. There's one phrase that can instantly shift any heated conversation from conflict to cooperation. Today, we're revealing that phrase and how to use it. Stay with us.
Actually like to focus on all the things we agree on. That is the magic phrase, you guys, that as you go through your day today, whether it's your kids, your wife, your colleagues at work, if you're in an argument, you might want to just say this. Johnny, I would really like to pause right now and focus on all the things that we agree on. And if we can focus on that one thing, perhaps we can continue the conversation and then get to the next thing. So AJ, when you're sitting down with your folks today, or you're sitting down with one of your clients today, it might be something you want to offer up to them, which is finding that commonality, agreeing on that, putting all the disagreements aside and restarting right there. Let's start here, guys, with conflict resolution. Johnny, again, back to you. When you're sitting down with Terry or the kids or any conversation where you're having an argument, have you used this phrase yourself, brother?
Excuse me. A lot of times, sometimes like lately, right?
Yeah.
It's easier for me to speak of like just a few days ago, right? Yeah. There's this mode sometimes that Terry and I will get into, and we've actually worked on it a lot.
Yeah.
But it's like a little bit of a push-pull thing. There's not really an argument, but it's like it just becomes this uncomfortable series of communication. You can feel the tension, you can feel the kind of the frustration building. And so basically what I'll do is I don't even point it out. because if I say, you know, this is happening and then I fucking dismiss myself, it's kind of like, fuck this situation. I'm out of here. So I'll just kind of drift away because for whatever reason, we've found some sort of a groove, if you will, or maybe a rut would be a better word, that we've been trying to escape.
Yes.
So sometimes not even pointing it out, just relieving the situation by disengaging can do the trick. Now, if you're talking about a fight, like if you're actually banging, then at that point, okay, let's look at this from a different perspective. Let's look at all the things that we have rather than the things that we don't have. Because right now, somehow our brains got sucked into the side of what we don't have. But you know, when it comes down to it, what we have is so much better. And I will take all that we have, you know, and I'll just accept the shit we don't have because what we have is so much better.
What a great!
I just basically, that's my position. You don't have to think that, but that's what
What a great perspective flip. I'm going to bring Lauren into this conversation, something she said a couple of days ago. But before I do that, AJ, I'd actually like to focus on all the things we agree on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just a great kind of way to recenter or restart the conversation, right? Because we all know that there are way more things that we have in common with each other, usually with anybody, right? Than there are differences, right? And we find that in every aspect of life, you know, everything that we compare to each other that are so divisive, where people feel so strongly, you know, what's one of the first things you do? Okay, well, you know, like, let's look at, there's more similarities in our stories, or more similarities in our experiences, or more similarities in the way that we think than there are differences, right? So why are we focusing on the tiny little difference and letting that control the narrative instead of focusing on, you know, 80% of the way that we think are the same? Let's start there, right? Let's get off on a positive foot. So it's I feel like it for sure makes sense. It's good advice, and I think we can find that in a lot of different areas in our lives, right?
Why this works, according to research at University of Wisconsin, I think AJ went and played college ball there, creating a safe space. Was you went to University of Wisconsin, didn't you, AJ?
No, so I was in Wisconsin playing football, but not at University of Wisconsin. This was post college.
Gotcha.
But I was living living there in Verona, which is a suburb of I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on Madison, which is huge college town. University of Wisconsin's there, huge college town. But I wish I would have played. Man, if I was playing college football at University of Wisconsin, that would have been.
That's the Badgers, isn't it? The Badgers.
Yeah.
Those dudes are badass, man. Yeah, those dudes are ass kickers.
Yeah, it's a big time program.
If you find yourself getting into a situation today or sometime this week or next time in your life, you might want, if you sense an argument is about to get heated, you might want to think about things like, I'd actually like to focus on all the things we agree on. Or other phrases that might work similarly would be, I understand where you're coming from, John. And you don't want to end that with but or however, because when you say
just the word but in that sentence is going to put the other person on their heels. That's I mean, and we all do it unknowingly. You have to really be intentional about it. Now, these little fucking words are signals, like on a subconscious level.
Yes, even words like "let's agree to disagree" it can be inflaming to somebody, right? Or I like the idea of I understand. So if me and AJ, I understand where you're coming from. Let me take some time to digest this and think about it. Again, you don't want to go to but, because if you go to but, you're fucking erasing everything in front of that.
Right. And you get to know your partner. Like if Terry and I are talking and she says to me, I disagree. She doesn't know it, but her fucking dukes are up.
Yes.
And so at that point, I hear that shit and I'm like, okay, then let's just agree that we disagree. And I just fucking turn it off. Because if she's not in that mode, she'll, let's think about this from a different perspective. That would be the Terry that the dukes are down. But, sometimes the dukes go up and I wouldn't even fucking know it. So I'm not busting her up. I do it too, I'm sure. And I'm sure she's got the things and she realizes, Jesus Christ, this guy's got his goddamn armor on. I need to just, because what she'll do is what she says to me. Yeah, she said it yesterday, actually. It was a complete misunderstanding. So we straightened out. She goes, I'm just going to be quiet. That's her way of saying, fuck, I feel like you're coming after me. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry, baby. You know, I went up behind her and put my arms around her and, you know, gave her a kiss on the neck. I said, whatever I was doing, I didn't mean to do it. I know I can hear where you are, and whatever I did, I didn't know. So I'm sorry. And bam, just like a fucking fart in the wind, gone.
The power.
But I recognize
Yes.
her response was a reaction from something that I did.
Yes.
And I was just in fucking mode, man. I'm just, you know, and she might have asked me a question and I might have answered in a tone, not realizing.
The power of I'm Sorry with John Anderson, Keith Billis, AJ Zaglin this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, getting after it every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Zaglin, I suspect you got to rock and roll, brother. We had you for 30 today. You got to roll?
Yeah, I got like 2 minutes here. I just wanted to quickly add too on something to, you know, to build off what John was saying, I think. And when we're looking at this, you know, in the context of relationships, right? Where we're talking about with our significant other, you know, we also got to remember, you know, to focus on the things that are in common is a great way to help us also kind of put us in the mindset that we're not trying to win this.
Yes.
There's no winning, right? Like we get so caught up automatically and I want to win. It's like ingrained in us that we want to win this. We want to win this argument. We want to win this disagreement. We want to win this. Yep. And I know it sounds cheesy or cliche or whatever, but it's not really about that. If it's me versus you, it's not about, you know, I'm not winning. So what? So if I feel like I somehow beat you into submission where you yield and are like, oh yeah, you're right. And I feel like, oh yeah, I won. So what's the prize? That the person that I love that's closest to me, that I made him feel like a piece of shit? Like that's the prize, that's winning, you know, like that's not winning. Right. And so it's really important that we understand that it is us against the problem. We got to be able to externalize the problem. We set the problem over there. Now it's me and you versus that problem. And, you know, it's not a, it's a collaboration. It's not a compromise, right?
You're on the same team. You're on the same team.
Yeah, you're on the same team. And I think we give people this thing all the time of, you know, where they're like, oh, well, you know, it's just a compromise. Though that's relationships, you compromise. And it's like, well, no, not really. When we get into that compromising all the time, again, then we get into that like winning, losing type of deal, right? But if it's a collaboration, if it's us working together, so it's not always like, oh, I'm always compromising for my partner. They're always doing what they want to do. And yeah, it's just a compromise. And because then whoever's compromising feels like they're losing and you're stuck in that win-lose thing again, right? Where you collaborate and working together towards, you know, how can us together work and overcome this challenge together? It's way more powerful.
I have this saying, and I say I'm happy to be wrong as long as I get what I want. But in my relationship, that phrase goes a little further. I'm happy to be wrong if I get what I want, and what I want is peace.
Right.
Yes.
And that was yesterday. I was like, I'm happy to say I'm sorry. I'm happy to say I didn't even know what I did. Let's just go let's go connect and fix this. And it took 2 fucking minutes. And that could have turned into hours of whatever you want to call that fucking weirdo energy that floats around if it's not nipped in the butt.
There's no weirdo energy here. Only energy every single day at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Myself, Keith Billis, John Anderson, and our brother from a different mother shows up. He's still figuring out the calendar. AJ said,
"Go up, man."
Hey, we got Emily the Bun Banka joining me in a few moments. But before we do that, we're going to get into some peptides conversation with Johnny, the human experiment himself. Zaglin, I love you, brother. Thanks for coming in today. Hey, listen, do not stop doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Go into your lab up there and log in and say, I'm going to go hang out with the boys.
Yeah, just fucking show up, dude.
Keith and Johnny will always make time for you, brother. Always.
Well,
yeah, you can join any conversation.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
No, I appreciate that. It might look like that for the next week or so, like I said, because we got some guys coming in on slightly off schedule or what their typical schedule was. It's going to be shifting here for the next week. So I might just, randomly show up with you guys, but
Let's do it.
I wouldn't. I would never want to just feel like I missed a whole week with you guys. So
Oh,
I
of
always
course
am like,
not. We got to have you around. We got to have you around. Speaking of having you around, take care, brother. Have a good one. Andrew Huberman has been talking a lot these days about peptides. Are these miracle molecules the key to faster healing, aging for men? Well, we have our own human experiment, the guy who's living it and dealing with it, and we're talking about it weekly. We're going to talk about it regularly here on the show, peptides. Jimmy, let's run the segment. We can have a conversation with Johnny about it.
What if the secret to turning back time isn't found in expensive creams or extreme procedures, but in tiny molecular messengers your body already knows how to use? Every morning, men over 30 wake up feeling the weight of yesterday's workout a little longer, noticing changes they wish they could reverse, wondering if there's a smarter way to fight the clock without falling for another miracle cure. Scientists have discovered that our bodies contain natural signaling molecules that can be optimized and enhanced. The key isn't chasing fountain of youth fantasies, but understanding how to work with your body's existing systems to unlock faster healing and sustained vitality. Today, we're diving deep into the science that could change everything.
Peptides are tiny chains of amino acids gaining massive popularity. Massive popularity is modern miracle molecules for men seeking to optimize recovery, performance, and slow hands of time. Do they really deliver as promised? Well, let's talk about it with Johnny here. Peptides are shorter versions of proteins naturally present in the body. They act as powering signaling molecules regulating critical functions like tissue repair, hormone production, metabolism, and skin health. And what I want to do with Johnny over the coming days, weeks, and months is learn about his experiences with peptides. Johnny, you teased this yesterday. You're trying something out right now, which is preventing you from going into the fridge, brother.
Yeah. So it's basically from the GLP-1 family, right?
Yes.
So basically, it's the third generation, and so it's basically it's. Keep in mind, if this works really well for somebody like myself, because I eat on a schedule, because it takes away the signal that tells you that you're hungry. That makes sense. So someone could forget to eat and go into a massive calorie deficit and basically go into, become malnourishment. That was the problem with most of the way this stuff was being used early on. It was given saying, okay, now you're not hungry, don't eat. Calorie deficit, because that's the medical field's way of helping people lose weight, is calorie deficit. Yes. So you have to eat on a schedule, which I do. Check. Right. So this baby takes that away, but then somehow there's a secondary way that they made it to where it does something to the addictive center in the brain, because people like I have food noise, right? Yeah. My food noise is gone. Right. Well, people that they were testing this on also had food noise, also stopped with some of their other addictive behaviors like gambling.
Oh,
so it's because and again, I like to break things down simple.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about I'm not Huberman. I'm not the guy that's going to break down the actual details of the science, but we know that that's happening in terms of like my food noise is fucking gone like a fart in the wind. This stuff also, it's called retatrutide. It basically also stimulates the metabolic rate, and then also stimulates the body to burn fat for fuel. So it's been a pretty interesting deal. I mean, shit, for some reason, I thought I'd told you about the food noise thing, because that to me, all the other benefits are great. It even helps people with fatty liver syndrome. I mean, there's all sorts of other benefits to it. But for me, usually people are going to take a peptide because there's something they're trying to attack.
Yeah.
But in many of them, you're going to get a lot of other benefits. So the food noise for me was like, that's the top of the list. And now that I've literally taken that fucking switch and turned it off, it's been totally profound. What?
And I have some of the benefits of peptides for men, Johnny. I want to throw them on the table here. So number one, accelerated healing and recovery, injury and post-surgical healing. Peptides such as BPC 157 have attracted attention for speeding up tissue repair, reducing inflammation, and enhancing blood flow.
Well, then if you take, it's great. You can take and look all of these singular peptides, but then when you understand them, you know how to pair them.
Yes.
So that one paired with TB 500.
Yes.
And GHKCU, those three put together heals from 3 different pathways.
Well, interesting, because I got that one next. So I'm going to take a page from you and keep it simple. So we're not going to pair just yet.
Yep.
We're going to keep singular. So number 2 is collagen production. Peptides like GHKCU can help with anti-aging and skin rejuvenation, and there's antioxidant benefits. So that's number 2. Number 3 benefits, Johnny, of peptides would be muscle strength and body composition. So peptides like CGC 1295, imprimerylin, and semirylin stimulate the body's natural hormone production, supporting increased lean muscle mass and fat loss, especially in men over 30. And guys, I'm talking about
tesamorelin real quick. Tesamorelin is also in that family, which is the strongest version.
And guys, and I want to be clear with what I'm saying next. I'm talking peptides. I'm not talking PEDs right now. Clearly, I'm talking peptides, not PEDs. There's a strong difference, you guys. So,
and real quick, just to back that up, Keith. So, when we're talking about growth hormone production, the body already has a signal that says, "Hey, when you go to sleep, produce some growth hormone. Some comes from the stomach, some comes from the pituitary. So, different peptides will basically take that message and make it stronger. That's all it is."
There you go, guys. And the
it's turbocharging the already existing message in the body.
Awesome. And then, guys, we're going to keep it on here. These individual benefits here. I got 5 of them. We're on number 4, enhanced libido and hormonal balance. Sexual function, the PT141 and related peptides, Johnny, can address erectile dysfunction through the nervous system, and some also support natural testosterone production. We've talked about ED on the show, Johnny, and I know you've experienced your own personal discussion with this. Have you tried PT141 yet?
I have not.
Have not. Okay, so there's one on the table for us here. And then cognitive and immune support, Johnny. So peptide therapy is being explored for supporting cognitive functions, better sleep, and even immune resilience, all crucial as men age.
Oh, buddy. I mean, I'm actually in the process right now because I have a community, right? So it's one thing of, okay, here's a place to get it, but how do you learn? How do you use it? That's really what my biggest thing is. And I can't tell anybody how to use it. I can say, this is what I've found.
Yes.
And what you can take a bite off of what I found. But the website is Max Performance Peptides. That's the safe place to buy. But more importantly, at the very top, you'll see a green banner. You click that, it'll take you to the community where you can actually learn about these things. And that's really the biggest thing. It's not just here it is. It's how do you use it in a way that's going to help you? That's the real key. And it's information. That's what people need.
Well, and I'm glad you wrapped it there, Johnny, because that's what we're doing here, guys. We are presenting information. We're not giving medical advice. We're not giving you guys doctor's orders. I'm simply taking stuff that Huberman's talking about, the world is talking about. Johnny's actually experimenting with and doing it himself, and so forth. You know, some of the questions are peptides safe? Well, when administered under supervision, they're generally considered safe for healthy individuals. Common side effects, you might have some site irritations with some of the injections, nausea, headaches.
But keep in mind, there is going to be a few that are going to hurt. They're going to have some site injections. The site's going to be just because of the nature, like the GHKCU, there's copper in there, so it's going to irritate the skin. But nausea, all this kind of stuff, all the other shit you just named off, that's because you've not been shown how to use it properly. And unfortunately, the medical field, they tend to want to give big doses weekly. And the way to get around that is basically microdosing. You don't have those issues. But again, this is, what's out there. Most people have got their hands on the wrong information, and they're reading about all these side effects because it was administered incorrectly.
Yeah. So guys, peptides offer exciting promise for men looking to recover faster, boost muscle and sexual health, and fight visible aging. The benefits are most apparent when used as part of a medically supervised program that takes into account individual goals, health status, and lifestyle habits. So I'll invite you guys to do this. Go find your information. Go listen to Huberman. Go talk to your doctors. Go and learn, research. Come back to the show, 8 o'clock Eastern time, mornings live with Keith and John, and learn from John's experiences. Johnny is going through the experiences himself. And as you know, he's here to stand up here with his pants down naked and share all of it with you guys. So, I mean,
I'm basically, now that I basically trust the source that I'm using, right? Because that was the biggest issue for years, is that finding the source that you can trust. That's the biggest one.
Yes.
So I'm actually creating protocols of how I used it and the benefits for me, so people can see, hey, when you pair these together, this is the benefit. And, this is how I've found to not have those side effects that you're reading about. So it's again, it's information based, everyone. That's what you got to understand. It's information based.
Coming up, Emily Benka in a couple of minutes. Johnny, great show, man. Wow, we're already done.
Dude, listen to this little funny side note. You see how bright my shit is right now?
I was about to ask you, what the hell is the light?
Because, dude, the fucking ventilation system took a fucking dump, right? And, dude, I'm sitting here and I'm like, what's going on, man? I'm fucking all this blood's rushing to my head. I'm like, fuck, I feel like I'm going to pass out. I didn't realize this room was filling up with cigar smoke, dude. I'm still a little fucking looped, man. I took a major nicotine high. So I got the doors open. The sun's coming up right over there. And I need fresh air blowing through here so I can recover. But holy shit, man. That was insane.
Got his hot box and cigars in the studio in California.
Oh, man.
Like when I show up, I'm bringing my bag of sativa. We're going to hot box in the lab and we're going to start a big show with Billis and Johnny.
Holy shit.
We're just fucking puffing away there. Dude, what do you got going on the agenda today, man? Big show here today. A lot of fun here today. And it was good when we got Emily Benka joining us here in a couple minutes. What do you got going on today, bro?
I got an hour and a half right now of time I normally have.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work on my new business, which I'm really excited about.
Beautiful, beautiful. Some stuff to do with the Peptides University, the John Anderson stuff. So you guys want more information, go find John on LinkedIn. Come find John on our Mornings in the Lab channel. Go to John's Peptide University page. But if you guys want more information, I invite you guys. You can get it here. And here's what you know. Here at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So if you have questions, you have information, you can get a hold of myself or John or the hotline 431-300-3005. You guys saw the video we dropped, Johnny, with the video there. We check these texts, the voicemails all the time. So Anderson, a lot of fun today, brother. Love you lots. Have a good one today, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Let's go, baby. Have a great loop.
Yes, and hey, if you got a chance today and you got some minutes, just drop me a text and let's catch up.
Yeah, today will be a much better day. Yesterday, man, I was freaking I didn't get to come up for air yesterday.
Nah. But when you got some time, I'll share some fun stuff with you.
I love it. Okay, brother.
Pal. Have a good one, buddy. All right, Jimmy, let's keep it rolling, pal. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Adam Holroyd. Jimmy. Yeah. All right, coming up, Emily Benka, the Bun, a.k.a. the Bun, founder and CEO of Rose Bloom Headwear. That's a true story. Redesigning headwear for women and textured hair. Maybe she can make, I'm a headwear dude. I got my hats. I got the Kango collection upstairs. I went to Lids one day after I sold my company, bought every fucking hat on the wall. Yeah, true story. I walked in, I'm like, I kind of like that one. I kind of like that one. I kind of like that one. The guy's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, let's take them all. Yeah. True story. It's in New York, Times Square, New York City. Walked with a bag of hats, dropped with $3,000 of hats. And then went to the John Vivado store and I was like, I kind of like that scarf over there. And I like that scarf over there. So I bought them all. That's what we're talking. Matt Watson this morning sold his company for $150 million. Well, I only sold mine for 50. So I was only able to go to the Lid store to buy my hats over there. So speaking of hats, Emily Benka is joining us. Jimmy, let's run the community corner transition before we bring Benka into the lab.
What if the solution to your biggest frustration has been staring you in the face for years, but everyone around you keeps saying, that's just how things are? Every day we encounter products, systems, and traditions that don't quite work for us. We adapt, we compromise, we tell ourselves it's normal. But what happens when someone refuses to accept that compromise? Meet Emily Benka, the person who built a career from being a 3 a.m. Denny's server to national director level in retail. The best innovations solve problems so obvious that we stop seeing them as problems. The key isn't waiting for permission to fix what's broken. It's recognizing that your daily annoyances might be your greatest business opportunities. Stop accepting what doesn't serve you. Start questioning everything.
Oh, baby, she was the first to patent the ponytail holes in the top of a hat. She built a career from Denny's server at 3 a.m. to the national director in retail. Recent partnerships with Ultimate League and the Penn State University. We got in the lab, we got the Bun, Emily Benka joining us this morning. What's up, Emily?
What's up going on?
How are you? I love the hat you got. I was wondering what you were going to wear to the lab today.
Oh, this is the OG model. This is what started it all. This is the I worked at Lids for a really long time, and wherever you're at, wear a hat, and I couldn't.
Yeah. So instead, you patented a hole in the top of the hat to stick your bun through it.
Yeah, I will just be
story actually.
It's patent pending, but I don't know if you know anything about the USPTO, but it moves slower than the speed of smell. It's slower than molasses on a Christmas day, as my mom would say, and I am turning into her, and that is a fabulous thing. So, but yeah, this is kind of where it all started. But I've been cutting holes in hats for as longer than I can remember.
So did somebody just say, did somebody maybe not just say in your journey, hey, Emily, maybe you want to cut your hair instead of how to cut the hole in the hat?
No, it's more than that, because the ponytail hats exist.
Yeah, I know they do. Yes.
But they are just modifying the original build of a baseball hat, which is built for a man's skull structure. And women's skull structures are, I mean, like granularly, disgustingly different than a woman's. And there's this unconscious bias in the world that women are just smaller versions of men. I mean, you walk into Home Depot and they'll give you a pink hammer, but they won't make a hammer to fit ergonomically a woman's hand, because the world societally defaults to men. And that's just where we are. And I'm not mad about it. That's a lie. I'm totally mad about it.
But here's the thing. So I'm going to make some assumptions here. You were working for a hat company, probably with men leadership, and they probably said to you that, hey, your signature bun hairstyle doesn't work here.
It was not so much a pushback or resistance. It was not anything like that. And you would be surprised how many women were working at Lids, how many women were in leadership. One of the most impactful leaders that I've had in my entire life was at Lids. Kelly Haggerty, what up?
Yeah, shaking Kelly.
Absolutely. So it was not a pushback. It was nothing like that. It was this sliver of my how I was raised, where I was brought up, being my brother's little sports crony in this world of like whatever my brother did, I wanted to do. And everything I've done in my whole life was just to impress my brother and to gain his validation. He's very cool. I'm not. I don't think I'll ever be at that level. But just I grew up wearing hats, and then just ADHD. And when people are saying why, I'm like, why not? Why are we accepting this? And then cutting the hole in the hat just didn't fix the problem. And it was never you can't do this. It was just oh, why didn't we do that?
Hanging out with Emily the Bun Banka. It's myself, Keith Billis, here this morning at Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, getting after it every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. You know, you admit that most things that you do stem from a childhood needing to impress your big brother. And we are not even 5 minutes into our conversation, and you bring him into our conversation. I feel like we need to be bringing the brother into this thing. So imagine building an entire business empire just to get the high five from your sibling.
It was very recent. I'm talking about like a recent holiday where we were at my mom's house and we all gather around the island in the kitchen. And this has happened at every house that we've ever lived in. The houses have just steadily gotten a bit bigger because my mom's life has steadily improved. Shout out to my stepdad. But this kind of came bursting forth out of my mouth. And I was like, everything I've done is because I wanted you to like pat me on the head. And he was like, you mean pat you on the bun? And I was like, same thing. And this whole emotional thing happened where he was like, I have been trying to be kind of like you do all these very cool things. And here I am just kind of living a really regular life. And I'm like, regular, you're like the dad of the year. You're doing the whole thing that you raise small humans that are excellent little humans, and they're not so little. He's got really amazing children that are robust and smart and thoughtful. And he does a regular job, like the grind as opposed to mine. But like, I've always been considerably impressed with what he's done. And we had this whole big like fallout where I'm 40 years old and he's 42. And we're like, I love you. Oh my God. But I continue to do that. I continue to think in my head, like I perpetually see my brother in middle school. Like,
when did your parents divorce, Emily? How old are you?
When I was 7.
When you were 7.
Yeah. And he kind of took over, or not, or begrudgingly or not, that traditional male gender role where whether he knew it or not, I was kind of looking up to him.
Well, that's you've opened the door, which you've allowed me to walk into, just by some of the things you've said. You clearly have a close relationship with your brother, and it would seem to me that may have cultivated through the changing in your life when you were 7, and as a result of that, you have gone on to admire, respect, and obviously grow very close with him. I'm thinking. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean, our family by default, I mean, extended family, huge family, we're all very, very close, multiple family reunions a year. We just invite people in. So that is a thing in our family that we purposely cultivate those relationships. But I absolutely have an incredibly close relationship with my brother, and he is very much at the core of a lot of things that I do, and with this, with my brand.
Emily the Bun Benka joined me this morning on the Community Corner. We celebrated her last week or a couple weeks ago on the Creator Spotlight. She's here hanging out with us today. We got somebody she's going to celebrate in a second. But Emily, there's something that really stood out for me as I was doing my research on today's show for your arrival. And there's this from, this whole idea from this, get used to me to align with me. You have this personal development journey that went from apologizing for who you were to demanding the world to catch up. And dude, I got to tell you, man, that's massive accountability, partner energy right there. Talk about that with me.
So much of that has to do with getting diagnosed with ADHD and being properly managed. Having an advocate in, not that I don't have advocates in the medical world, but having the right providers, getting the right diagnosis, getting the right treatment, and really making sure that I'm taking care of myself and not just relying on a medication to say, oh, okay, you're good. Really practicing using the medication as a tool and working with my doctors and understanding who I am and how I feel about it, being very open about it, because I had and still have like raging RSD, which is rejection sensitivity dysphoria. I feel it welling up. I immediately will meet someone and say, oh my gosh, I'll make up this giant narrative in my head. And because that lives in me, I have to understand those things don't really exist. And I have to talk about it and really feel myself. I'm 41 and I'm just really kind of getting into liking myself and understanding who I am and liking myself for that. So instead of making up those narratives, I'm really loving who I am and living in that. So I'm really just kind of getting to know myself and asking people to come along that journey with me.
Do you, you're 41?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 53. I'm so grateful that I get to talk to humans for the most part every single day on this show. I've been doing the show for 1.5 years, almost 2 years. I've met hundreds, pretty close to 1,000 people. I got to be honest with you. I'm taken aback at the amount of people that come on my show that talk about their journey with ADHD. And I do not want to be dismissive of your journey and your symptoms and everything that you are going through. It's causing me to ask the question, though, frankly, because of what I do for a living. What the fuck is going on? Because I'm telling you, the guy on the show before you had ADHD. The person, yes, every single person in the last 2 weeks had ADHD. And I'm starting to ask myself, is everybody got ADHD? Or is it just, we all just want to put a label on it? And I'm not trying to, and please do not hear me as RSDing you and not being dismissive of you and not throwing you out. It causes an immense amount of curiosity for me as a human as to, frankly, what the hell's going on? Everybody between the ages of 40 and 60 has got ADHD.
I welcome the question. There's so much to talk about. There's so much to break down. Hardly enough time to talk about it. But the rates of diagnosis, especially in women, I should have been diagnosed. All the signs were there, but the diagnoses were not there. The capability were not there. You hear ADHD when I was a child, and it was just the young boys who were bouncing off the walls,
Yes.
couldn't sit in their seat.
Yes.
There's 7 types of ADHD, and there are some that have hyperactivity and some that don't. So there's ADD and ADHD. And being able to recognize those in young children. Young children don't have the capability. They don't have the language.
Yeah.
They can't say to themselves, hey, I'm feeling these ways. And here's the words that go with it. I don't have the language. I was 37 before I had the language, and I didn't know that I had it. I was just at my neurologist that day and having a bad day. And I spit out these things, and we just have a really great relationship. And she bumped 4 appointments and started asking the questions because I finally had the language to say all of these things. And I told her about the feelings, which are represented by dogs on leashes that pull.
Yeah.
Juggling balls that are glass and plastic, and the glass ones can't fall because they shatter, but the plastic ones falls, and they represent the things that I have to juggle every day, and that juggling feeling, and things that you can drop and things that you don't. But then also the boxes. Everything in my life is in a box and has to be in a box, and every box goes in a box, and things that you need every day are on the top. Things you don't need all the time are in the middle, and things that are rarely needed are on the bottom. But that day, all of my boxes were fucking everywhere. And I was losing it. The dogs were everywhere. The glass balls were everywhere. And she was like, excuse me, what? And we talked for an hour, and she called my doctor, and she said, listen, she has ADHD. You don't need to just call it, but I can't diagnose it. You need to talk to her. And that's the advocacy between my doctors and with my doctor, that I have this community that supports me.
Interesting. I thank you for sharing your courage and your journey with us. And thank you for, I don't want to gloss over it, because I believe that we can probably sit and have a very lengthy conversation around this. I certainly don't want to be dismissive of it, because I'm very curious about it. I think I, perhaps battle with my own symptoms or my own ideas of it, or what affects me. My brain is squirrely. Hold on, there's a squirrel over here. Sorry, I got a show here to do. Fuck, I keep forgetting I got the show one. Anyways, I'm jesting, because I like to have some fun with the whole thing.
Absolutely. But, I mean, it's easier to talk about. You have to remember that the spectrum is a spectrum.
Yes.
And
yes. Yeah.
And you can be high level, you can be low level. My niece is, low functioning autistic, and autistic is different from ADHD. And my next door neighbor is, he's 5 years old. He just started speaking in sentences and being potty trained. There's so much to it, and the science is just catching up. The research is just catching up, and there's so much to the time it takes to do the research and then to apply that, and then to get people to understand. We could talk forever about it. Well, you should be curious, and you should ask the question.
Oh, I think we're going to have a panel and have more discussions around this. So let me ask you this then, Emily. Where and when in your journey did you realize that it was actually, my glasses off for this one, it was your superpower?
I don't.
Because it is.
Yes and no. And I will tell you that some people feel very strongly about that word being, their superpower, and like,
talk to me about that.
Some people like are very opposed to it.
And so where are you? Are you opposed, or are you supportive of it? And be frank, tell me, are you against that, me using that word with you, or are you leaning into that word?
I don't know how I feel about it. I do know that it causes me to question things.
Sure.
But I question everything anyway.
Because
I'm an asshole.
You briefly met John just through the screen there. We didn't have a chance to get John at a part of our conversation. So John talks about his ADHD, his OCD. He talks about those being those challenges. He made it his mission to turn those challenges into his greatest strengths, where he's like, I am going to make my OCD my greatest power. I'm not going to let it beat me. I'm not going to let it beat me up. I'm going to use it. And he always talks about, I want to find a way to take a tragedy and turn it into a great learning. I know I butchered up his quote, but he's just a big fan of turning the negative energy and finding a way to turn it into a superpower. Could I invite you to have some of that same thought?
I don't want to let one singular thing define me, because there's so much to me.
Well said, Emily.
But I absolutely embrace it, because it's a great way to build community, and it's a great way to learn about yourself through others and others' experiences, because every day I learn something about myself that is like neurospicy. And I didn't know that was an ADHD thing. Is that what that is? Damn it! But so I just don't want it to define me. I want to be holistically myself, but I also want to understand where these things are coming from, because I also have a really rare autoimmune disease that I was just diagnosed with in the past year that has overlapping symptoms and has overlapping issues. So I want to be like, is that neurospicy or is that my MCTD? And I did that vocal fry just because I'm like, that's what I sound like in my head when I'm like,
love it. What makes me curious though, Emily, is that on one hand, you say to me that I don't want that to be my identity,
my singular identity.
Yet we are quick to add that ADHD is part of my identity. And that, I think, is where I get curious and confused with my fellow humans, because for me, I'm hearing you, with all love, being reluctant to accept part of your identity, perhaps, and maybe not leaning into wanting to love it, which I am, as somebody who doesn't know you, is saying, come on, dude, lean into it, love it, and let me catch you when you fall or celebrate when you win, because it is part of you. And
I'm not reluctant to accept it. I don't want it to be by singular defining.
Understood.
It's part of my Venn diagram. And that Venn diagram kind of shifts and moves. And that singular inner little crossover piece that's Emily. And then there's all these overlapping and defining, things that kind of weave in and out. And today it might be a little bit more of X, and tomorrow might be a little bit more of like QQP or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of crazy shit going on over here. Yes. I'm not reluctant at all. It's a very big part of who I am. I just don't want people to see me specifically for having ADHD or being a defining part of what or how I've done something. But I love that part of me. I love that I have to like cricket my feet at night because there's like crusties on them.
I love it. I mean, I like you. I'm thoroughly enjoying this conversation. I find myself, and I say this often with guests that I'm really leaning into, I find myself wanting to walk towards you and be curious and learn more and ask you more questions. Emily Benka joining me this morning. The Bun, from Denny's at 3 a.m. to Disrupting Headwear, how ADHD and a bun started a revolution. But hey, we celebrated Emily on the show a couple weeks back on our community corner. And how it works is I say on that segment, I say, hey, Emily, here's a light for you so you can shine it on somebody in your community. So today, Emily showed up at the show and she brought somebody who might have a first name that starts with Gary. And we're going to create a little segment called Creator Spotlight, the community corner. We're going to celebrate somebody right now. Jimmy, let's get after it.
Picture this. A guy from Richmond goes from serving sandwiches at Panera to competing on ESPN, ranked 28th in the world at a sport most people have never heard of. But he's not just playing the game. He's revolutionizing who gets to play it. From winning customer service awards at Topgolf to organizing Richmond's first professional fling golf tournament. From building viral social media content to co-owning a professional sports team. This creator proves that the biggest impact comes from helping others find their place on the course. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Gary Callis Jr., a professional fling golfer, content creator, and community catalyst who's showing the world that golf truly can bring people together.
Melissa, Jimmy, Carter, we got it right. The Creator Spotlight is fucking rocking and rolling today. We've been struggling a little bit, Emily, with getting this segment right. But we did it right today. Gary Callis, we're celebrating you today. Yes, we are. He's someone who lights up when he talks about making other people smile. From his Panera days to Topgolf, he's always been about connection. Emily, you met Gary at the PGA show in something called Hat Haven. And you also mentioned you sponsor him as part of your brand. But that's not why you chose to celebrate him today. He's simply a deserving human who's humble, thoughtful, driven, ridiculously loyal, and an awesome dancer when EDM plays. And nation, Gary has the best flow. Check it out, man. Dude hasn't been able to fit a hat on for over 10 years because of his freeform dreadlocks. True motherfucking story. Emily, tell us, besides the hair, dude, why are you celebrating Gary and why we're bringing Gary into this morning's Creator Spotlight. Emily Benka.
Have you ever just met someone and you're like, and it might just be, I get what's called the ADHD Ghiblies, and you either just know, or you're like, People are like, oh, they're great. And I'm like, or you're like, yeah, bro, this dude, I met him and his energy was just all over the place. I mean, in that good way. And we've been lockstep ever since. I mean, I met him, I saw his hair and I was like, bro, let me fit you with a hat. And he was like, not going to happen.
Love it.
Within no time, we found out really quickly we were aligned. And so much of like what Rose Bloom does which is about representation. I sell hats, but it's really about representation.
Yeah. Love it. Gary, here. Go ahead. No,
he's just a solid, when you say solid human, that's who he is. And he's fighting to be a professional fling golfer that's completely sponsored. And he doesn't hold back. I don't think the boy sleeps.
I love this. Gary, here's how it works, brother. Emily is here today to celebrate you. Now, I only take my glasses off for serious things. Brother, get your ass on the show and bring that fucking hair. I love it. I need to see that flow on this show. True story, man. Oh, yeah, that flow. I can see it right there, man. Oh, I love that flow. Gary, love to have you here. We'd love to celebrate you. We'd love to hear about fling golf. We'd love to hand you the light like we handed it to Emily so we can continue to pay it forward in the next creator spotlight on the community corner. Emily, thank you for celebrating Gary Callis Jr. today. Thanks for giving me a chance to shout him out. That's awesome. So let's do this before I let you go. Can we do a rapid fire with you? Absolutely. Let's do it. What's the worst hat crime you've seen this week? Every single one on a woman. Why can't women wear hats very well? Because they're made for men. I knew you were going to say that. Business meeting uniform, power suit, or statement hat? Say that one more time. Business meeting uniform, power suit, or statement hat? None of the above. Oh, what are you wearing to that business meeting? Exactly what I have on. Yeah, baby, I love it. Coffee order that screams, I have ADHD. What is it, Emily Benka? Say it again. Coffee order that screams, I have ADHD. Oh, triple espresso venti latte hot with hazelnut, almond milk. Say it again. Venti triple espresso latte, almond milk, hot, almond latest. Right here, this guy. Harry Potter mug. Dream celebrity to catch wearing an obviously ill-fitting hat. Who is that dream celebrity that's just not wearing the hat properly? Wheezy. Oh, nicely said. One tradition from the mouth of Emily the Bun Benka. It's floral and I hate it. And my closing question, Emily, you went from serving French toast to people with my brother, by the way. Oh yeah, with your brother, yeah. So you know that there's a whole other sort of bunch of questions I go on over there, but we won't go there today. But Emily, you went from serving French toast to people at 3 a.m. to literally changing how people hold their heads high. Now, your brother might be the coolest person on the planet to you, but what would that girl slinging hash browns say if she could see you today? My eyes are down here. Emily the Bun Benka, bringing the best sense of humor to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Emily, you're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I would sit down and chat with you for hours. This is fantastic. Well, then we'll have to do it again. What was the most fun for you on the show today? Just having the opportunity to chat about the holistic, the whole, the why. It's not just hats with holes on the top of them and why it took 175 years for some asshole to do it. I'm an asshole. But the background and the why and bringing it together and giving it a chance to make it funny. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have my hats. It's part of my look. It's part of the collection. It's part of the image. It's part of what I present and put out there. Now, I wear hats all the time, but as I've been crafting the show and crafting the image, there's been a nothing intentional going on here. Oh no, not at all. He's just a pretty face. Fuck that. Pretty intentional, actually. I love it. I love my hats. Oh, I love my hats. I love my Kangles. I love my top hats. So my business uniform is t-shirt, pants, and a hat.
So imagine if someone tried to take them away. Would you feel like somebody took your identity?
Yes.
That's how I felt when somebody at Lids told me I couldn't wear my bun because I had to wear a hat.
Yeah. I had a man bun for the longest time. And I fit it into my hat. And I had like the bun and the hat part. Yeah. I might have been kind of a douchey bag at that point in my life too, though. That just meant that might have been a series of my life. I was like, that guy's kind of a douchebag.
Self-reflection.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
That's a lot of what Rose Bloom's about. Is if someone takes your part of your identity, and that was my identity, but I wanted to do both.
Emily the Bun Benka, founder and CEO of Rose Bloom Headwear. How can my community, how can the world connect with you, find you, work with you, engage with you, learn more about you? Where can they find you, kid?
RosebloomHeadwear.com, and all of my socials, you can find me by searching Rose Bloom Headwear or Emily the Bun Benka.
You know something I like about you? When I met you on the community corner, like through that experience, and then I've been watching you on LinkedIn, you have done a wonderful job branding yourself with the bun. And I mean that as a compliment. Like and I know it's intentional, but it works. And I think people can learn from that, frankly. It's relatable, it works, it's humanizing. And again, I think it's something that people can learn about through your experiences. So I applaud you, kid, for standing on to that. And I call everybody kid. So that's even though you're 41 and I'm 53, but I'll keep calling you kid. So
appreciate it. Appreciate that.
Emily the Bun Benka. Yes. Hey, where are you today? Where are you joining me from, by the way?
I am home in Youngstown, Ohio. I'm from Pittsburgh, just so we're all clear. I'm a Yinzer through and through, black and gold, baby.
The home of the Penguins, Sidney Crosby, Mario Lemieux, and the guys. I'm a hockey guy. I'm from Canada.
Absolutely, but as soon as we start having kids, and when they go to sleep, it's Pirates, Penguins, Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, Steelers.
Do you have kids, Emily?
Yeah, I have a 23-year-old daughter. Her name's Jordan Levy, baby.
23, dude. Wow. Good for you.
It's my baby.
Yeah, good for you. Emily, I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And you come back and listen. You know what? I'm serious with what I say next. As I'm planning the fall calendar on the show, I think that we should, I think maybe this idea of having a roundtable discussion around ADHD and maybe asking some tough questions about it. And maybe, asking tough questions like, what the fuck? Why does everybody, and I'm making a flippant, ridiculous, off the cuff statement, but it's like, why the fuck does everybody have ADHD?
Yeah, I think there are a ton of people that would participate and give you a lot of insight, a lot of good answers. You could probably get a lot of rage bait going. But yeah, I absolutely would love to participate. Love to come back anytime. Please hit me up. I'm here.
All right, Emily. Well, I appreciate you. I look forward to grabbing coffee with you a little bit later. You have yourself an awesome day. Guys, go find Emily. Go find Rose Bloom Headwear. Go buy some hats from her. Go support her. Go send her some Mornings in the Lab love over to Emily the Bun Benka. I appreciate you, kid. Thank you. All right, we'll see you later. All right, Jimmy, let's walk her out of here. Let's keep it rock and rolling, brother. We are going overtime today. We're staying in the community corner. And Jimmy, we're going to get to the Substack Creator Spotlight right now. I'm going to move on over to that. So, Jimmy, if you want to run that hook, let's open it up and let's get to it, brother.
This man was living the dream. Editor of Heat magazine, hosting primetime radio shows, writing best-selling books. But behind the confident broadcaster facade, his transformation from a self-destructive Jack the Lad to one of Britain's most trusted voices in men's mental health proves that our lowest moments can become our greatest strength. He's reached over 25 million listeners through his comedy podcast, built a thriving community of 6,000 newsletter subscribers, and his latest book became an Amazon bestseller. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Sam Delaney, the man who's teaching men everywhere that asking for help isn't weakness. Follow his journey at The Reset and discover why vulnerability might be the most powerful tool you never knew you had.
Boom. Surprise. Many people think recovery means you stop drinking and suddenly everything gets better. Well, fuck that. That's not how it works. No. Ask Sam. Real recovery means facing the demons you've been running from your entire motherfucking life. Yes, it means admitting that success means nothing if you're dying inside. It means choosing to be vulnerable when everything in your culture tells you to be strong. Well, the guy we're celebrating today, Sam Delaney, didn't just get sober. No, he got honest about why he needed to drink in the first place. You know what, nation? I suspect some of us listening right now are asking the same questions. But then Sam turned his newsletter into a confessional booth for men who were taught never to confess. He created a space where anxiety, depression, and addiction aren't dirty secrets. They're starting points for real conversation. So Sam, I admire your courage. I admire your story. And here's how it works. We're finding you today. We're celebrating you today on our Creator Spotlight in the Community Corner. And as a result, we'd love to have you in the lab. We'd love to celebrate you, celebrate your story, so that I can give you the Creator Spotlight to shine it on somebody in your world, Sam, so we can continue paying this segment forward and creating a lot of positive energy in the Community Corner, right here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Go follow the reset, you guys, with Sam Delaney on Substack. Let's get it done. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. Just looking at the comments here. Lady Drew and Bernard getting after it. Love you guys getting after it. Adam, I see your comments there as well. Okay, Jimmy, so you know what we're going to do today, brother? Let's get to the Community Corner. I'm going to go and find my notes here so we can keep it rolling here and wrap up this last segment. We did not get to it yesterday. I do want to get to it today. So I want to make sure we're hitting all the awesome people in the Mornings in the Lab community. Just give me a second here, guys, while I get to it here. I'm pulling up my notes. And no, that's not where it is here. That's no. There it is right there. All right. Okay. And I'm going to make this sound effect. You guys know how it goes, like this. There we go. All right. It is time for the Community Corner, where we connect LinkedIn and Substack on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Today, we got beast mode comebacks, mountaintop grit, gym timing myths, and a brutal, honest take on recovery. Jimmy, let's get after it, and let's jump right the fuck in. All right, Substack store number one, what time should you train? Oh yeah, that's a question we get asked often. Wow, wrong question. You ever stress over the perfect time to hit the gym? Morning, night, fasted, fueled, fed? Well, Patrick Dale says the whole debate is just noise. It's actually nonsense. I agree with Patrick. The best time to train is when you actually can. It's true. Your hormones, your watches, your favorite influencers, six-pack, none of it matters. It only mattered for them. Because if you're skipping workouts worrying about the best time, you're waiting for a magical window. Stop. As Patrick Dale would say, stop. So whether it is 6 a.m. on a hoodie or 9 p.m. in your garage, just show the fuck up. Right, Jimmy? The magic isn't in the clock. It's in the habit. So stop waiting. Just move and find consistency. No rocket science there. You looking for perfection? Keep looking. You looking for movement? Get up. All right. Getting better isn't always easy to love. You ever feel like progress is scary? Ooh. Sean Corcoran from I Wouldn't Bet on It. He went there and he didn't hold back. After years of gambling addiction, he finally started to heal. But instead of peace, he felt fear. Why? Because pain was familiar and healing meant facing everything he buried. Now, he shares what most humans won't say out loud. Sometimes we sabotage progress because we're scared. We don't deserve it. That's a true story. If you ever felt like falling apart is easier than standing tall, this one hits deep. So, Sean, thanks for tagging me on Substack recently and bringing your work into Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And hey, you know how it works. Sean tagged us. You want us to feature your content? Tag us in your content so we can bring you into the lab and bring your story and you into the orbit. Keep getting after it, brother. The lab is rooting for you, root after you daily, right here at 8 o'clock Eastern time. All right, let's keep it rolling, keep it rolling. He shattered his leg, but not his spirit. Silken Lauman. Oh, we're talking Silken Lauman. Shared a post to celebrate her husband, David Patchell Evans. He shattered his femur on a mountain. I know Silken Lauman. I fucking love the fact we're celebrating Silken Lauman. True story. Well, on a ski trip, and after the fall, he called her and said, "I'm hurt. Please take care of the kids. I love you." Silken. She told him he'd better get off that fucking mountain and come home. 19 months later, he's back skiing, not limping, not coasting, skiing. Through pain, rehab, surgeries, and setback, he didn't quit. Silken said it best. He's not just her husband, he's her hero. He's proof that no matter how hard life gets, there's a way to push through when you lean into grit and have the right support. Who is someone in your family or circle of friends that inspires the hell out of you? Give someone that love in the comments. All right, our final LinkedIn story here today to celebrate. Beast mode, daughter activated. Jesse Duncan hit us with a father-daughter moment that'll leave you speechless. His daughter Jackie got into an abusive relationship, dropped out of school, and hit rock bottom. Jesse didn't judge. He drove all night. I drive all night. Brought her home and gave her a place to heal. 18 months later, she's crushing it in the gym. Her confidence is back, and she's studying to become an X-ray tech. You talk about a transformation. Jesse said watching her struggle broke him, but watching her rise, that changed everything. So, fellas, this is what love, support, and accountability looks like in real life. If someone you love is struggling, put aside those opinions and judgments and show up for them. Simple as that, period. That's the community corner, you guys. That is the oh, wrong button. Right here. That's the community corner, you guys. You don't need perfect conditions to make a move. You just need to show up and get moving. You heard it. Movement equals momentum. Femur Huxaner Minar, I saw your name in a death note. Really? So I'm going to show up on the show and I'm going to create some energy with my fingers and my thumbs. And I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to type a ridiculous message like that. Like, honestly, like, is that the best that you can do? Like, true story. I saw your name in Death Note, Friar Huxaner Minar. Like, dude, like, come on, man. Put some effort into your fucking disses or put some effort into your notes. That is a lame note. I'm just saying, man. If you're going to be a bully or if you're going to be difficult or if you're going to be kind of douchey, well, then actually be douchey. Don't just, like, be kind of like a soft pussy. Like, fucking be hard about it. Anyways, which story resonated most with you today? Yeah, let us know in the comments. And if you want your story featured on the show, I invite you to follow us on Substack or LinkedIn and tag us in your next post. And if you want to throw me under the bus, well, fuck, put the effort into throwing me under the bus. Don't just throw me, just don't kind of throw me under the bus. They kill me. Don't just, oh, he got run over by the tires and he's fucking just squabbling on the ground. No, do it. Femur, Friar. All right. Hey, Jimmy. I didn't tell you, Melissa, this, but I have an announcement to make. Oh, Melissa's like, oh, fuck, what's he saying now? You guys don't want to know who Melissa is? Melissa works behind the scenes with me. She's the anchor, the rock. Jimmy, too. So I got an announcement to make for everybody. Andy, former CEO of Astronomer. Yeah. You looking to sit down and tell your side of the story? Uncle Keith would love to have you. Yeah, true story. Safe space. No tough questions. Except, like, did you have the right hand around her than the left arm? And were you feel? Did you have an erection in your pants when she was close to you there? Just the tough questions, Andy. Just the tough questions. So, Andy, former CEO of Astronomy, love to have you on Mornings in the Lab. All joking aside, true story, Andy. Yes. If you would like to tell your story about what happened at the Coldplay concert last week, I would love to invite you to Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. A safe space, won't throw you onto the bus. I'll give you the freedom to say what you got to say. I have no rules, just fun. So Andy, come hang out with us in the lab. And hey, Kristen Cabot or Kristen Cabot, if you want to have the same conversation with Uncle Keith, we'd love to have you here too. Yeah, we'd love to have you. We'd love to know what was going through your brain when the camera just showed up on you. So we're going to have some fun. So to the folks caught up in the Coldplay scandal, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends has a space for you to come tell your side of the story. There you go. Okay, Jimmy, we have gone major overtime. But that's good. We're going to get out of here because my bladder is calling. And Jimmy, before we say goodbye, let's put the phone number up. Guys, the phone lines are open. 431-300-3005. Yep. The text lines are here, 431-300-3005. You guys can send me a text, send me a voicemail, or just call me, and I'll answer it. Guys, coming up on Wednesday's show, tomorrow, In the Loop. Well, I say that, I know Jimmy's frantically getting stuff ready so he can show me what's happening on tomorrow's show, because I am not prepared to show you what's on tomorrow's show. So I'm going to do a little wrap on behalf of Lady Drew, Bernard, Holroyd, Rick Clody, Kindness Rising's Matt Roof. Oh, we got Ramo Maya tomorrow. Rama Mayo worked with Gary V. Rick Clody, Kindness Rising. Hey, Kindness Rising, guys, 7:30 Eastern time. Before you show up for my show, I invite you. No, not invite you. I'm telling you. Go show up for Kindness Rising with Matt Roof, 7:30 Eastern time, right here on the channel. He's offering kind solutions to start your day. That's it. And tomorrow, when life gets tough, an inspiring father and son conversation. I'm going to share some stuff, guys. My son's moving this fall. He's moving to play hockey at a different province. So gonna share some inspiring father-son thoughts with you guys tomorrow. Mornings Live with Keith and Friends. Okay, well, I'm going to press some buttons here, and we're going to do this. And it's going to be time for Uncle Keith to frolic out of here over to the restroom. That's bathroom in Canada. And go and relieve myself. So on behalf of everybody here, guys, we'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time right here. Mornings Live with Keith, John, and Friends. Jimmy, Melissa, the whole gang. I appreciate all of you guys in the comments. Guys, we'll see you guys. And hey, you guys know this. We're going to get to more of your comments tomorrow and throughout the week. When we have guests, it's tough to do that. So keep the comments happening. Keep the engagement happening. I see all of you guys there. We'll see you guys in less than 22 to be exact. Come connect with me on LinkedIn. Come talk to me. 431-31305. All right, Jimmy, let's go. I got to go. See you guys.